Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Velos Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Xander Auto Parts.
Coming out the timeout, Elijah Bucci with the snap. He goes left side, down to the end zone. He's in! Touchdown, Governors! They've got the lead with 8 seconds to go.
And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SD Savin, Shane's Pharmacy, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping.
This will be tapped over. See if the Governors again can take advantage of it. Waldron set for Cronin. There's your win. In set one, 32-30. Campbell Cronin with 8 kills in the first set.
And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church.
As the Governors get across midfield, LaRush now with some open space, looking to send one through forward for Aharts. It comes in, Aharts, he scores! Keith Aharts from LaRush, and it's a 1-0 lead.
And by Cougar Climate Systems, River Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank.
Sheldon will lose the ball. The Pierre Governors, they fall on it. They're going to the Dome. The Governors, scoreless, 8 seconds remaining, and they win it 14-9.
And by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Cougar Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. And now to the booth with the call of the game and the voice of the Pierre Governors, John Winkler.
And from beautiful Hollister Field, we welcome you here as the Pierre Governors and the Sturgis Scoopers battle week 7 of the high school football season. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, finally we get a chance to see the beautiful Hollister Field in a nice, warm, dry capacity. It has been a disaster of games played here with the 2 inches of rain and a weather delay on the Friday night the first time, and then we had the 5 inches of rain the week of our last home game. Finally, the field looks great. It has held up well over the course of those 2 horrible home games, and this is a really good matchup tonight between Pierre and Sturgis.
Yeah, it really is. To your point, the field looks fantastic tonight. Kickoff, I mean, at least at this point, scheduled to be about 67 degrees, close to 65 come kickoff time. Partly cloudy. There is some blue sky peeking out past the blue clouds here. But, you know, to your point, this is the nicest football game that we've seen at Hollister Field to this point. And you're absolutely right to the fact that this is going to be a really good football game between a Sturgis Scooper team who comes into into tonight's game with a 4-2 record, and they're currently sitting at number 3 in Class 11 AA. Their only 2 losses being to number 1 Huron 3 weeks ago, and then to Aberdeen Central the week following. So a 2-game losing streak over the last month of time for Sturgis, but they're coming off of a huge win over previous number 1 Yankton, 27-21, who actually beat Pierre a couple weeks ago. So this is a Sturgis team that is really, really good. They're firing on all cylinders, and you know, this is a year where I would say there's probably a handful of teams that could probably win the state football championship in 11 AA, John, and Sturgis is right there, up there as one of them.
And, you know, the log jam in the top of the standings right now, the Pierre Governors, if the season ended today, they'd be on the road, but wins here tonight and then against Spearfish on the road, and obviously just, you know, doing business and handling business against Douglas. You can win 3 games in a row. It's also a Pierre Governor team that 3-4 plays differently could be 6-0 right now. This team at 3-3, you know, it's the moral victories of, hey, we're much better than our 3-3 record. But you can say the same thing about Sturgis. If they're lost to Aberdeen, if we play well, we're 5-1 right now for Sturgis. These are teams that, even as good as their records are probably better teams, and that makes it tonight. You know, when you, and I mentioned it this morning, if you look at the schedule for Pierre, you probably circled Yankton, probably Brookings because of the rivalry, also had O'Gorman, and you had Watertown. Those are probably the 4 games that you scheduled throughout the entire season. And then here we are against Sturgis. This is right now to date the biggest game of the season. And I don't think a lot of people saw that coming, but here we are in a very big game tonight.
And that's why you go out and play the games. You know, this is, you always come into a season thinking that one team is going to, you know, be maybe number 1 all year, and they do all the rankings and all of that in the preseason. And if they just did preseason rankings, you just give the trophy to the team at the end of the year saying, oh, you're the best team and you're much better than your competition, and you just give them the trophy before you play any games. But that's why you play the games. You know, everything that's on paper doesn't necessarily shake out to how things are in real life, and you're seeing that in real time, where Pierre was the number 1 team to start the year, and, you know, currently as of right now, they're not ranked as far as the AA football rankings. So actually they're number 5. They're the last team slotted in ranking, to your point. But they would have to go on the road, and that, you know, coming into the season was not something that we were thinking that would happen with this Pierre Governor team. Now, to your point, they're probably 3 plays away from being, you know, a 1-loss team or an undefeated team, and all of their scores, or all of their games that they've lost, have been 1-score ball games. So this is a team that's obviously much better than their 3-3 record indicates, as is Sturgis. You know, they probably came off of a tough game against Huron where they lost and just didn't kind of rebound the way that they wanted to against Aberdeen 2 weeks ago, but then they really got things rolling last week against Yankton. So this is a game where both teams are looking to kind of right the ship, especially as we kind of wind down here at the end of the regular season and get ready for playoff football. And, you know, this is a game that's going to have big seeding implications as we close out the rest of the season.
Pierre Governor Sturgis Scoopers coming up here from Hollister Field. We'll take a break. We'll come back and start talking to our coaches. We'll first talk with Coach Chris Koleski of the Sturgis Scoopers. Back in 2 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to sponsor today's game. Whether you're in the market for a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Toyota, or a quality pre-owned vehicle, our team is here to get you back on the road in style. From tough trucks to family SUVs, we've got the selection you need and the hometown service you deserve. Browse online anytime at CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, where community drives us forward.
Planning for next year is right around the corner, but do you know how much nutrients your crops will need? Fall soil sampling with CHS River Plains can help you look at each field's nutrient carryover, provide you with a more accurate farm plan, and allow you to take a position on those nutrients needed when you see fit. Plus, it'll make your life easier next spring when the planters are ready to roll and you don't have to wait. Contact your local CHS River Plains agronomist today, and we'll get the pickup headed your way.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones financial advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. As we welcome back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, joining me is Coach Chris Koleski of the Sturgis Scoopers as the Governors and Scoopers meet here in Pierre tonight. And Coach, you're coming off a huge win against the Yankton Bucks, and let's go back to that game last Friday. Biggest takeaway, best thing that you saw from this Sturgis team, outside of obviously getting the win, but best thing that you saw for Sturgis getting that win against Yankton on Friday?
Just the way the guys competed and a number of different guys that stepped up that game. I kind of think it was a perfect storm. We'll give a shout-out to the Governors for kind of giving Yankton that one at the end there, and Yankton kind of coming off a little bit of a low, I think, when they came out to see us. We'll give a little bit of credit to you guys because that was a big victory for them. And I think they kind of came down here and just coming off that really big high off homecoming and kind of caught them at the right time.
Well, this Sturgis team, when you look at what you've been able to build through the first 6 weeks, getting into the final 3 games of the regular season, what's something that has maybe impressed you, but maybe something that you still want to see that Sturgis still is able to improve on in the final 3 games of the regular season?
Well, I think what's impressed me is just how our guys have battled. Coming off after the week 4, losing Sully Joester, probably one of our best players, and was leading the state in rushing yards, and losing him, and then different guys having to step up, I guess, is the biggest thing. But for sure, we look at the film and we get back into on practice on Monday. I mean, there's a lot of things we got to get better at down the road here, and that's going to be the key.
When you look at this Pierre Governor team, 3-3 for the Govs right now, so you've been able to see some good and some bad from Pierre in their wins and losses. What stands out to you when you look at them on film?
Well, just some tremendous athletes, and definitely a lot of familiarity with their coaching staff. When you look at some of the West River ties those guys have, from their strength coach to their D coordinator to their special teams coordinator, and Coach Steele being in Pierre about as long as I've been here in Sturgis. Just a lot of familiarity, but super talented group. Just athletically, that's the biggest challenge, trying to match up with them. It's almost darn near impossible with some of the athletes they have.
So how are you able to then to try and match up and maybe use some different strengths from Sturgis? How do you to match up against that athleticism from Pierre?
Well, you just you gotta prepare some ways to try to take some guys away at times when maybe they're going to want to go to them. But when you have a number of guys, you give other guys opportunities when you're maybe doubling a Terwilliger or trying to take him away at certain times, and other guys are going to have opportunity. Obviously, number 7 for you guys has a tremendous amount of speed and athleticism. I mean, he scares the bejesus out of me when we turn on the film. Those are the weapons, and you have to try to be smart about it, especially defensively. And then offensively, Coach Magic's got those guys being super aggressive on the defensive front. And we're going to see a run-first team that has to be able to establish the run.
Is it a game plan of wanting to, obviously as a run-first team, you probably want to control the clock a little bit and want to be able to take your time, maybe take your time offensively? Is that something that's part of the game plan on Friday for Sturgis?
No, we don't talk about taking our time. I mean, that's not what we do. But, Pierre's not the tempo that Yankton is. They have never really have been. They don't huddle, but they're not rushing through plays as quick. But it's something that we always got to be ready for. You never know when Coach Steele's going to mix it up. But we just want a good pace with our play calling, so our players have that time to line up to be able to execute properly to get the look that they want to, before snap. We're not somebody that's, hey, we're going to run the clock down inside of 10 every time and snap the football.
This matchup and how 11 AA is this year with all these teams that are sitting at 5-1, 4-2. The Governors at 3-3. There's a lot that can change in the standings right now. Obviously, it's Sturgis and Spearfish. You guys are tied at 4th, and one win can move you all the way up to maybe number 2. A loss could drop you all the way down to number 7. So at this point of the season, in week 1, week 2, you kind of understand that a win and loss puts you way up and down the standings because it's just how it is with only a couple games played. Now at this point of the season, do you talk about how much of a bigger game this is with all the teams in 11 AA? That how important all these wins are with where 11 AA is.
Yeah, obviously in the rankings for PowerPoints is our concern, and trying to get to a point that we can host a first-round playoff game out here. Because I think people are starting to realize that the travel across the state is a big deal for teams. I think it's kind of always been kind of just brushed over, but when you got to travel 5-6 hours away, that's a difference maker. And I've always said, if you got to go east, out to the ESD side of it, maybe not necessarily Pierre, but when you're covering that far, I mean, that's a big bus trip, and you're almost down 14 points when you get off the bus. You got to try to overcome that. So that's a big thing for us emphasizing, and we know that. I mean, we put ourselves in this position by losing a tough game to Aberdeen that we just didn't deserve to win. So, coming up against a tough Pierre team that obviously has the coaching, obviously has the culture, has the tradition, that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get to a point that we have built our program up to be able to compete on every single Friday night, and we just had a big victory, so how are we going to come off that big victory and be refocused for a very good Pierre team that has played some really tough teams?
A couple of final questions here. You mentioned an injury from earlier in the season. How's everybody else doing on the injury side as we get into the final third of the season?
Well, that's, coaches they don't like those questions because you always think, is it going to jinx us? But we're okay. I'll just say that. It's getting that time of season where guys have bumps and bruises, but we have nothing to complain about.
I got a wood desk right here. I knocked on wood for you, too. A final question here. Biggest key for Sturgis to make sure they get the win Friday night against Pierre?
Well, I think take care of the ball on offense and just being able to eliminate the big playability from Pierre. That's the thing that really flashes on tape is just the big playability, and try to make them earn it. And if we can do that, we're going to hang around, and should be an exciting game.
Coach, I appreciate the time. As always, good talking to you. Good luck on Friday. Safe travels. Good luck, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
As head coach Chris Koleski of the Sturgis Scoopers, back with more of the pregame show next on here KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Is it time for a fresh look underfoot? Tired of worn out carpets or outdated flooring? Then you need to visit Country Carpet and Flooring in Pierre. We're your local experts for every style, from plush carpets and durable laminates to elegant hardwoods and luxury vinyl. Discover hundreds of options from top name brands, all with our friendly expert service. Visit Country Carpet and Flooring at 414 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or call us at 605-224-9297. Country Carpet and Flooring. Your floor, your style, our expertise.
As we welcome to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors, as they get set for back at home and looking for a good weather game for the first time this year at home as the Governors take on the Sturgis Scoopers. And Coach, coming into this game, and that's got to feel kind of nice with the weather forecast. Doesn't look terrible for a home football game.
Yeah, the forecast definitely looks friendly. It hasn't started yet, so let's hope that it's the same way when we start the game. But all in all, we're excited to be home. It was a long 4 out of 5 on the road, so we're excited to be back home.
This is a interesting matchup that I think a lot of people, out other than Pierre and Sturgis, maybe a few more people are kind of paying attention to. Sturgis, with their win over Yankton last Friday, Governor sitting at 3-3. 11 AA continues to be wide open for those top 4 spots in the standings, and Sturgis has they've got a home win against Yankton. Whether all their wins are great or they've been able to sneak in wins, they've been able to beat some good teams, and it's a good football team in town tonight.
Yeah, it's a very good football team. They've got a couple exceptional football players, and you said it exactly right. I mean, really, there's not going to be a ton of separation 1 through 6 for sure, in the standings. And I mean, Sturgis, they're a great example. I mean, they lost to Aberdeen, who's 2-4 right now, and then just beat Yankton. So I mean, this is the ultimate. You've got to be ready every single week because anyone could beat anyone, and it's just exactly that. Anyone could beat anyone any day.
And you don't put less emphasis on a game in week 6 or week 3 or week 8. It's the same emphasis every week. But what does that kind of do in terms of preparation, or just talking about this game, of how important this game is because a win could keep you in front of Sturgis, a loss could put you as maybe the number 6 seed by the end of the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about after the O'Gorman game was just hey, playoffs start now. This is the must-win portion of the season. Obviously we still want to grow, we still want to improve. You always still feel that way through the regular season. We know we're going to be in the playoffs, but it's everything is important. If we want to have a home game, this is a must-win game. And that's where we want to be. Is you want to position yourself as good as you can in the seeding, and every single game is so crucial right now. With there could be as many as 4 teams at 6-3. So we have to make sure that we're one of those teams.
And you just mentioned about Sturgis. They lost to Aberdeen Central and beat Yankton. So when you look at film, what stands out about what they did so well to beat Yankton, and what stands out that maybe Aberdeen Central exploited to beat them earlier in the season?
Yeah, I mean, Sturgis plays extremely hard. You got to give a lot of credit to their staff. They get the kids really moving. They're off the ball. They're hitting their holes. They're doing their jobs as good as they can. I think the Aberdeen they struggled with Aberdeen's size a bit. Aberdeen. We struggled with Aberdeen's size a bit too. But Yankton's pace wasn't quite as fast. And I think Sturgis did a lot of things defensively to slow down Yankton, get them out of their game plan, and then their quarterback 3 is an exceptional athlete. He had a lot of really good offense against Yankton, with his legs, but then also being able to create and find players downfield. So they're a dangerous team.
This offense for this Pierre Governor team has really kind of picked up the pace. Obviously, you would have liked to see maybe some points in the second half, but this offense continues to get better week in and week out for this Pierre Governor team. What excites you about this last 3 games here for this offense to take the next step, starting with Sturgis tonight?
Yeah, I think the exciting part about where we're at as an offense is that, you've seen us score fast. You've seen us sustain drives. You've seen us kind of have that long, monotonous drive. I don't know that there's a thing that we haven't done. And I said, so it's good for the kids and everybody to understand that we can do anything we need to do. Now we just got to do it all in a game. We can't afford to have, mental mistakes throughout the course of the game. And that's really all the second half was. It wasn't so much that we didn't play good in the second half on offense. We just made a couple key mistakes that kept points off the board. And, we didn't get as many opportunities because O'Gorman's offense stayed on the field, which was very good with some of their adjustments too. So, it's just all the aspects of the football game have to come together for us. And if we can do that, I think we're in a great spot.
Yeah, and then same defensively too. You give up 7 points in the first half against O'Gorman, 11 AAA team. Being able to translate something like that through the rest of the 11 AA schedule and into the playoffs, got to be pretty, again, the loss is the loss last week, but there's a lot of positives and a lot of momentum that can be built on the defensive side of things too.
Yeah, there is, and you hate saying anything's a moral victory, but, the realistic thing is until the playoffs, you can kind of still try and find the silver linings, because there's still another game to play, and I think our guys did fantastic on that side of the ball. In the first half, they were lights out. Then, in the second half, you got to credit O'Gorman too. They had a couple guys make some really good plays. Their running back ran extremely hard on that first drive, and they made a couple big plays in the pass game, in the second drive or third drive, whatever that other touchdown drive was. To some degree, you just credit when other teams make plays. But obviously, we felt like we were in a good enough position to still win that football game.
And then to draw the translation from O'Gorman to Sturgis, what do you see that might be defensively for the Pierre Governors? What might be the same that the Sturgis offense does that O'Gorman did? Maybe some of the things that may be strikingly different that Sturgis does.
Yeah, I think the two main parts of difference would be, or the part of similarity and the part of difference. Part of similarity would be Sturgis still does like the screen game. O'Gorman really liked the screen game. I don't know that Sturgis likes it quite as much, but they do still have a lot of, a pretty deep arsenal of screen plays. I think the biggest difference is Sturgis's quarterback is a runner and a heck of an athlete. O'Gorman's guy, he wanted to throw the ball. He didn't want to run. He wanted to distribute. Sturgis's guy wants the ball in his hands. They do option things. They'll roll out, but, at the end of the day, he wants to be the guy making the play.
Biggest key here tonight for the Pierre Governors to get a win over Sturgis.
Defensively, we've got to make sure we contain three. They're their quarterback. We can't let him beat us. And offensively, we've got to do a great job of not making mistakes. I think the guys have done a pretty good job of taking what the defense has given us and making that call. But then we just got to not have any mistakes that set us back.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Looking forward to talking to the postgame show.
Thanks, John.
That's head coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors, back with more of the pregame show after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Have you assessed your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9794 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastormroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters. Reliable roofing for your peace of mind.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627. And we welcome you back as we are getting set for a kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Sturgis Scoopers. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as the coin toss is taking place right now. And Pierre will receive as they win the coin toss. And we're just about set for week 7 of the high school football season, as the Governors will look to try and score first and get going early on in this contest between the Governors and the Sturgis Scoopers. And Blake, this should be, again, it's going to be a much more anticipated game than maybe at the beginning of the season, which is never a bad thing. It's going to be a lot of fun to see these two teams battle up here at Hollister Field.
Yeah, it will. Like we talked about, this is going to be a game where Sturgis is pretty equally split between the run and the pass. They've had success with both, and I think that's why they're a 4-2 football team right now. So this is going to be a team that can really play whatever the game script ends up becoming. They can play to it. And to your point, a Sturgis team that comes in 4-2 was definitely not on anybody's bingo card at the start of the season. So this is going to be a really good game here tonight at Hollister Field.
Governors have 3 guys back deep. Carter Shufflebein on the far side of the field, Hudson Stosher in the middle of the field, and Jaron Deal on the near side. So they will go with 3 guys back deep with the kicker Isaac Smith ready to kick this one away here momentarily. Listen to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Governors will be looking to try and strike first as Smith will kick this one away. And we'll see the Sturgis Scoopers in all white, Pierre Governors in all black. That P is painted out on the middle of the field for the first time this year, and we are ready to go as Smith will kick this one away. And it'll be a kick here to the near side where it'll be caught by Deal, and he'll get out to the 25 here on the near side of the 30, 35. He's still on his feet, the 40, 45 before he's pushed out of bounds, and the Governors will have great starting field position here, as it will be right at the 45-yard line where the Pierre Governors will start their first drive. And it will be Caleb Lounsbury to lead the offense out, as he has thrown for 1,247 yards, 11 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Carter Merrill in the backfield, he has gotten himself 100 yards rushing every single game that he has played so far this year, as he continues to lead the team on the ground with 353 yards so far in the season. First play from scrimmage will be a pass play. Lounsbury looking to pass. Now he's going to roll to his right. Penalty flag is down. The throw for Terwilliger. He'll make the catch, and he'll get a first down out to the Sturgis 41-yard line. It is a gain of 14, but most likely coming back with the hold that will probably be called against the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, flag was thrown before Lounsbury got to rolling out of the pocket. Looks like Pierre is actually clapping, so it's probably going to go against Sturgis.
So
or maybe they're picking it up.
So there will be no flag, and it's a gain of 14 for Terwilliger, from Lounsbury to Terwilliger, and the Governors will have the first down on the first throw and catch of the ball game. Not a bad start for the Pierre Governors, and they're into Sturgis territory. 1st and 10 for the 41. Two receivers out far side, pistol formation for Lounsbury. Merrill in the backfield. Shuffleby is the lone receiver here on the near side for the Governors. Lounsbury drop back to pass. He'll look to his left. Now he'll throw, and the catch will be made on a jump ball, and it will be Jared Deal that will bring it in. He is out of bounds and a gain of about 4, and it's second down and 6.
Yeah, that was a really good rush by the Sturgis defensive line. Lounsbury had like 3 guys right in his face, and he actually made a really good throw over to Deal on the far side of the field on an out route. Only a gain of about 3 or 4, but definitely a huge effort there by Lounsbury to pick up something positive out of nothing.
Two receivers here near side, pistol formation. They'll hand it off to Merrill for the first time. Bounces up the middle to his right. He will go down near the first down marker. They might spot him about a half yard short. They're at the marker. I believe they're going to have enough for a first down. It'll be a gain of 6 for Merrill and a first down for the Governors.
Yeah, just a between the tackles run there by Carter Merrill. He's able to pick up the at least 6 yards to move the sticks for the Govs. Ball spotted at the 31 officially of the Scoopers, as the Govs are in Sturgis territory.
As it'll be Lounsbury looking back here to the nearest side, looking for that new play from the sideline. Now we'll get a whistle, and is there going to be too many guys?
Yep, ref's counting, and he's going to pick it up.
So never mind, there is only 11 on each side, so that should push the play clock back up and restart the play clock with 10:50 to go here in the first quarter. So 2 flags that have been thrown have already been picked up. Lounsbury dropped back to pass. He's looking to the end zone for a Shufflebine on the run. Drops it right in for a touchdown. And the Governors from 31 yards out. It is a Carter Shufflebine. And the Govs strike first to lead 6-0.
Yeah, just a go route by Shufflebine. He had one-on-one coverage, and he's seen that all year long against single coverage because defenses pay so much attention to Cooper Terwilliger, and he beat that corner on the go route to the corner of the end zone. Perfect placement on the ball from Lounsbury. 6-0 Govs early with just over a minute and change off the clock here in this first quarter. Templeton's extra point is good. 7-0 Govs here with 10:42 left in quarter number 1.
We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You'll listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It was a 4-play drive that went to 55 yards and a 31-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Lounsbury to Carter Shufflebine. and the Governors have themselves an early lead, 7-0 with 10:42 remaining here in the first quarter. And we'll see this Governor defense. We'll see what Sturgis has to try and answer as the Govs will go against that Jackson Kano offense that is without their best player after having an ACL, MCL to Sullivan Yost as he goes down after 4 games. Peter Pye is the starting running back for the Sturgis Scoopers as they will have Brody Royer and Seth Burton back deep to try and return the kickoff from Carter Templeton as the Governors. Boy, Blake, that was as good of a start. I mean, everything was perfect. 3 for 3 for Lounsbury. It was a first down run for Carter Merrill, his only run. Everything went well in those 4 plays for the Governors as there'll be a kick out to Royer, who will field it at around the 10-yard line. He's out to the 20, up to the 25. It'll go down around the 29-yard line, and a really good spot for Sturgis on their first possession of the ball game.
Yeah, good return there by Sturgis, like you said, able to get out close to the 30-yard line. They're going to spot it at officially the 29 of the Govs. Aiden Beam on the tackle for Pierre, and that will set up shop for the Sturgis Scoopers. To your point, John, no Sullivan Yost tonight. That's a brutal injury and a brutal loss for the Scooper offense.
And now we get a whistle. Okay, everything is set to go. Yost with Peter Pye with 166 yards rushing so far. Kano's got more yards than Pye does, but Pye will get the first handoff, and Peter Pye will get a gain of about 2 or 3 before he was wrapped up and tackled by Porter Hunsley. And Pye will get a gain of just 3 to start his first run of the night.
Yeah, good job by Porter filling a run gap there, able to stop Pye in his tracks after a gain of 3.
This Governor defense is looking to continue to give themselves, outside the 35 points against Yankton. It's been a really good Governor defense that has shut down teams at least in one half of every ball game. Here's a quick pass to the near side. Should be incomplete, and it will be incomplete. They're looking to go here to the near side for Gage West, and it was behind him, but it was a forward pass. The referees are going to talk about this just to make sure that it was a forward pass, so it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, just a screen pass. They were looking for West. Wasn't able to get it to him was Kano, and that will set up 3rd and 7 for the Scoopers, 9:57 to go in the first.
3rd down and 7, 9:57 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. 2 receivers each side. Pistol formation here for Kano. Kano will drop back to pass. Pressure is coming, and he is going to be wrapped up and thrown down for a sack. As the first man to get to him was number 12 and Cooper Terwilliger, and the Governors will get a first 3 and out against the Sturgis Scoopers.
Yeah, that was exactly the opposite of the first drive that Sturgis wanted to have on that possession of the football there. Cooper Terwilliger, they bring him in on passing downs, especially on 3rd down and longs, almost certain passing situations. And he was able to get around the left tackle almost untouched. Quick first step from Coop, and he got to the quarterback in Kano, wrapped him up, and put him on the ground, and the Govs will take it from the Scooper 48-yard line was where Shufflebine ended up catching the punt and picked up a gain of 2, so they'll spot the ball actually officially at the Scooper 45 with 9:07 to go in the first. Govs get the ball again.
So here is the second drive for the Pierre Governors as they will take over starting with 9:07 to go in this second quarter. Pierre Governors at the Sturgis 45. They will be Caleb Lounsbury looking for the new play. 1st and 10 from the Sturgis 45-yard line. 3 receivers out far side. Quick pass for Shufflebine, but that one will bounce in incomplete. And the first incompletion of the ball game here for Lounsbury, as he is now 3 for 4 for 51 yards to open up the game. Just a pass that, again, that was obviously we'd like to have back, but just didn't have enough strength to get there, and it might have slipped out of his hand on top of it.
Yeah, they were definitely looking to get a screen pass there to Shufflebein on the perimeter, but just a little bit, I don't know, like you said, if it slipped out of his hands or just underthrown, but skipped to Shufflebein on one hop.
So it will be 2nd down and 10. Handoff for Merrill right up the middle. He's holding to protect the football as he was being wrapped up. He'll pick up 6 yards to make it 3rd down and 4. There's a big number 77 that was making the tackle.
I had 66.
66, okay. Dion Coffee was the one to make the tackle. And it's 3rd down and 4 here for the Governors. First 3rd down they are facing in this ball game. From the 39, have to get to the 35. 8:30 remaining here in the first quarter. As Lounsbury, 2 receivers far side. 3 down linemen for the Scoopers. Merrill in the backfield from the pistol. They'll hand it off to him, and he is immediately wrapped up. The flag will come in. He was able to get free, got the gain of 5, but will most likely end up being a hold against the Governors. And that will force them back, and it'll end up being 3rd down and long now here for Pierre. First official penalty of the ball game against either side. As we'll wait to see, they're going to go from the spot of the foul, so it should be 3rd and 14 instead of being 3rd down and 17. We'll hear from our official.
Holding, number 12, offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Be 3rd down.
It is against Cooper Twilliger, so the first penalty against the Governors here tonight.
Yeah, that's tough. That was very close to the first down from Merrill. It would have been interesting if they would have brought out the sticks to measure that. But regardless, 3rd and 14, passing situation here for the Govs, and we'll see what they dial up.
Quick screen pass, far side for Shufflebein, trying to make some guys miss. Another flag will come in, and it will be a gain of a couple here for Shufflebein. This will be interesting from Coach Koletsky if he wants to push them back farther or just make it 4th down right now and force the Governors to make a decision.
Yeah, I think if I'm Sturgis head coach here, Coach Koletsky, I think I would almost take the down because it's going to be 4th and long regardless.
Hear from the official, it's a hold.
Holding, number 12, offense. That penalty line brings up 4th down.
So it will be the second hold against against Cooper Twilliger, but they will decline it and ends up being 4th down as it turns into a gain of 6 for Shufflebein on the catch.
Yeah, that's tough for Cooper. Ends up being a couple of holds on him on both of those runs. The potential first down run for Merrill, and then on the screen pass to Shufflebein that ends up forcing the Govs to punt. We'll see what kind of a boot Caleb Lounsbury puts into this one here. We've talked about it ad nauseum. He's punted really well, and he has a tendency to pin opponents deep into their own territory.
But he is also the quarterback, so if they are going to run a fake, this might not be a bad time to run it from Sturgis 43-yard line. But he will punt it away high up in the air. He's going to force Sturgis, so they end up getting away from it as it went off to the right side. So it'll be down at the 23-yard line, and that's where Sturgis will take over with 7:17 to go here in the first quarter. So it turns into a punt for the Governors, and it will be 1st down and not terrible field position. Could have been a lot worse, but it will be a long way to go for the Scoopers in their next drive.
Yeah, this will be a big-time drive to see if Pierre can continue to keep Sturgis behind the sticks and force them to punt, because they've done a really good job of doing that here on that first drive. We'll see if they can do it again, especially, like you said, without Sullivan Yost in the backfield for the Scoopers.
1st and 10 from the Sturgis 23. Be a handoff going right side for Orion. He's going to first down. He got near clothesline, and he'll end up going down after a gain of about 13 as he got out to the 36-yard line. Turns into a gain of 13, and that was for number 44 in Zoel Orion.
Yeah, that was a good play there by Sturgis. Zoel Orion taking the handoff and running basically right up the gut. Ends up getting kind of gang tackled there by Aiden Beam and Porter Hunsley, but big-time gain for the Scoopers as they're set up shop at their own 37 now.
Another handoff here for Orion, and Orion will get it out to the 43-yard line, another gain of 6. And it's another good gain there for Ryan. And it will be second down as Lathan Rounds is the one to make the tackle. And it'll be second down and 4 from the 43-yard line, 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. Couple big runs for Ryan right now. 2 receivers out far side. They will hand it another time to him. He's wrapped up, and he will able to fall forward, and he's going to be a yard short, a gain of 3. So they've run with him 3 straight times, and he's picked up 22 yards on his 3 carries. And it's third down and 1 from the Sturgis 44-yard line.
Yeah, nice job on the tackle there. Number 60 was who I had for the Govs, Cruz Williams, making the stop. 3rd and inches here for the Scoopers from their own 46.
We'll see if they give it to Ryan again. Kano has not run the football quite yet. Play clock is still above 10. 5:35 to go. Now it is at 10 seconds. Pistol formation here for the Scoopers. Down 7-0 here in the first quarter as we're past the halfway point. Play clock down to 3. They will hand it off to Ryan again. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's got nowhere to go. Maybe lost a half a yard as the Governor defensive line really broke through. And I believe the tackle was Will Eilers that was in there.
It was Sam Larson on the tackle.
Sam Larson, Will Eilers was right behind him, and it turns into no gain. And it will end up being 4th down. And right now Sturgis is bringing the punting unit out. And they will have to make some changes quickly here. They've got a lot of guys on the field trying to get everybody figured out. And now they're going to go for it, I believe. Now they're going to quickly go for it. Governors are trying to get through, and then a flag comes. Was it a false start penalty, or was it against the Governors? Did they jump early? They're trying to go maybe tush push. Instead, they get a false start penalty, which I wish the NFL referees would see that when the Eagles would do that. But
spoken like a true Cowboy fan.
Well, I think that's just in general, watching that game last night, and as a Cowboys fan, I'd rather see both teams lose the NFC East game. But at least the referees in South Dakota can see when a tush push has a false start penalty. Maybe they need to take over for the NFL referees.
I'm not saying anything.
It will now be a punt, and Kano just got over the top of the line. It bounces off of Sturgis, and that ball will end up rolling all the way down into around the 28-yard line. So the Governors, it went off of one of the Sturgis players, and I think Coach Steele's going to ask about, hey, shouldn't that come all the way back to where the ball bounced off of Sturgis first? But we'll see if they end up getting anything out of it. But it will be 1st and 10 for the Governors with 4:30 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, that was kind of what I was wondering too, is that going to be down where it touched the Scooper first? But they're going to spot it at the 28 of the Governors, so I guess they are going to count the roll and give the Sturgis punter an extra 8 or 9 yards on the net average on the season.
So starting at the 23-yard line, it'll be a handoff for Merrill. He's got space here on the flat on the near side, and he'll get out to around the 30. They might spot him just shy of the 30-yard line, but it will be second down and short. Called a gain of 7 for Carter Merrill, his 3rd run of the ball game. Second down and 3 from the 30-yard line. 4:05 remaining here in quarter number 1. Governors lead at 7-0 in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. Pistol formation, receiver on the near side, Lincoln Dilgis. 2 receivers on the far side. 3 down linemen for Sturgis. Play clock is under 5. Lounsbury takes a low snap, hands it off for Merrill right up the middle, gets into the secondary, and he's got a first down as he'll get out to the 40. A gain of 10 for Merrill. He was close to breaking that one for a big gain, and it's 1st and 10 for the Governors.
Yeah, huge run there by Merrill. He's able to take it right through the middle, and he's tackled by a couple of Scoopers, but not before he picks up a nice chunk play, and that sets up the Govs 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Big run by Merrill. Always good to see him tote the rock for 10 yards on that last carry.
29 yards on 4 carries so far for Merrill. He'll get the handoff again, right back up the middle. He'll pick up another 7 yards, and if he continues to get 7 to 10 yards per game every time he gets the ball, the Governors are going to like the result at the end of this drive, and it'll be spotted at the 48-yard line between the 47 and 48, so it'll be, we'll call it a gain of 7. It's a long 7 to gain, short 8. So it's second down and about 3. Again, short 3, long 2, with 2:40 remaining left to go here in quarter number 1. And Merrill is now up to 36 yards, well on to his average of over 100 yards per game. As Lounsbury will drop back to pass here, looking to throw. He'll look to his left as he's rolling, still rolling. Now he'll throw it for Scheffelbein, hits him on the run. He's out of the 25, the 20, and he's down. And he didn't like that he was down, but he's down inside the red zone all the way down to the 19. And it turns into a gain of 33 for Scheffelbein on the catch.
Boy, what a throw there by Lounsbury. He's able to roll out to his left after he senses the pressure, rolling away from where you're throwing the ball. He hit Scheffelbein right in stride on the run. Scheffelbein's able to take it inside the 20, setting up at officially where they're going to mark it the 18-yard line. So big time pitch and catch there by quarterback Lounsbury and wide receiver Scheffelbein, setting up 1st and 10 in Sturgis territory.
Merrill gets the handoff, bounces left side, still on his feet as he gets it inside the 15 to around the 10 before he is, well, I believe pushed out of bounds. He was not pushed out of bounds. Clock will continue to run as he got to the 11, a gain of about 7. And it will be second down and 3 for Merrill as they get to near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, another run around the right side there from Merrill, picking up 6. To your point, he's kind of right on his average, and that will set up the Govs very well 2nd and 4 with just under 90 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
Lounsbury from the pistol. Play action, rolling to the right. The throw for Deal was over his head and almost was caught by Scheffelbein in the back of the end zone, and it falls incomplete. And it's now going to be third down and about 3 here for the Governors.
Yeah, to your point, that was too high for Deal, but it actually ended up having enough mustard on it to almost be caught by Scheffelbein in the other corner of the end zone. So that was, just right in between, fell right in between them, thankfully incomplete, and that will set up 3rd and 4 from the Sturgis 12-yard line. Even if they don't convert this, I think well within the range of Carter Templeton.
Twilliger as a fullback right now. Merrill gets a handoff. He was stopped initially. He still goes forward. He's got enough for a first down as he got to around the 5-yard line, a gain of 6. And it's going to be first down and 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Another 6-yard gain for Carter Merrill on his 7th run of this first quarter.
Boy, what a run there by Carter Merrill. He just refused to go down. I think he bounced off of about 4 Sturgis scoopers there, and he picked up well enough for the first down, setting up the Govs 1st and goal from the scooper 5-yard line.
Twilliger will be out to the right in front of Lounsbury. Merrill to the right side as well, behind Lounsbury, and Merrill will get the handoff. He got hit twice. He's falling towards the end zone, and he's down and around the 2-yard line. He is 2 yards short. And it's going to be second down and goal from the 2. A gain of 3 for Merrill. 8 runs, 52 yards. Play clock and game clock are probably pretty close right now. Governors maybe don't have to run another play if they don't want to. But one more play in this first quarter, they go up by 2 scores.
And they don't have to change end zones.
That would also be true, too. Lounsbury will get the snap, handoff for Merrill again. Right side, pounding to the end zone. He is stopped 1 yard short. He got to the 1 that time, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. 3rd and goal from the 1 as we get set for quarter number 2. A 7-0 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Sturgis Scoopers. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Wheelhouse Auto Body, we believe in treating our customers and their cars like family. Our service-focused team has over 50 years combined experience in the automotive repair industry. If you have a vehicle, big or small, that needs some TLC, Wheelhouse Auto Body team is ready to take care of you. Visit Wheelhouse Auto Body at 720 North Garfield or contact us at 605-494-0436. Wheelhouse Auto Body of Pierre.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
So we start the second quarter. It is a 7-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard, and it is 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. As it is the Pierre Governors trying to punch it in for the second time here this evening. And they've had 1st and goal from the 5. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 1. And Blake, I mean, you've been running Carter Merrill this whole drive. You would think one more. Well, Porter Hunsley will be the quarterback. It's not quite the 18-wheeler that we saw last year with Elijah Bucci, but in probably 2 years' time, it probably will be. 3rd and goal from the 1. Hunsley will take the snap. He's going to try and pound the end zone. He is going to be stopped at the goal line and did not score. It is now 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, and Pierre, you got to think we'll go for it one more time. They're at this spot, and you got to go for it. I would think that you're going to have to go for it.
Yeah, I think so, too. That's, you know, you're right here. Sturgis is going to have to march 99 yards to tie the game. I would run that exact same play again, see if Sturgis can stop it.
Hunsley again will line up as the quarterback. As it will be Hunsley another time, and now we get a flag, and will that push the Governors back?
Dead ball. Lined up at the move is going offense. 5-yard penalty.
So they will go. It was not a false start penalty, but it was a lining up in the neutral zone. So that will now bring out Carter Templeton for the field goal opportunity to try and make this a 10-0 lead. Templeton, where they will spot him, will end up being about a 27-yard field goal, make that a 23-yard field goal. So Templeton will be the one to try and make this a 10-point lead. Snap is good. The kick is up. That is looking good. And that is going to be good. It is a 10-0 lead for the Pierre Governors on a 23-yard field goal from Carter Templeton. The Govs have a 2-score lead. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
So the Pierre Governors now have a 10-0 lead in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard, as the Govs will be looking to get another defensive stop, and they're able to force. That's now back-to-back possessions, both Pierre and Sturgis. 4th down and short, they get called for a penalty. Works out for 3 points for the Governors, but it worked out for 0 points for the Sturgis Scoopers.
Yeah, this is going to be a possession that kind of comes back to probably, be the result of the ball game, where, Pierre was on the goal line. You're thinking that they might end up with another touchdown to make this a 14-0 game, assuming Templeton makes the extra point. Penalty forces them back 5 yards, but they're still able to get 3 points out of it, as opposed to, going for it again and turning it over to Sturgis and getting nothing out of it. So at least the Govs were able to come away with some points on that drive. Another really, really good drive for the offense. And to your point, 10-0 ball game, 2-possession ball game with 11-14 left in the second quarter. We just, having started the second quarter, basically running 2 plays into the second quarter so far.
Templeton will kick this one away, as it will be Royer that will pick it up as he's inside the 10-yard line, out of the 20, spins off of a tackler, then hit 2 more times, stays on his feet as he got out of the 25-yard line before he officially wrapped up and down. And he broke 3 tacklers before he didn't get much more after he broke that 3rd tackle, but he does get out to, will end up being spotting at the 23-yard line, I believe, and it'll be 1st and 10 here for Sturgis with 11:06 to go. Officially at the 24 for this next drive.
Yeah, that was a nice return there by Sturgis, able to, like you said, kind of similar to Carter Merrill's run over here on the far side of the field, which was now the Governor defended end zone. Able to bounce off multiple tacklers before George Rapp and Tucker Swenson are able to bring him down, setting up 1st and 10 from the Scooper 24.
Handoff here for Pye as he'll go up the middle, and it'll be a gain of about 1 or maybe a gain of 1. It'll get to the 25-yard line. Pye, who ran the ball just once for 3 yards, gets a gain of 1 here. Not a whole lot of plays. Only 9 plays ran in that first quarter for Sturgis, as Lincoln Schoenhart was the one to make the tackle. 2nd down and 9 for the 25-yard line. Kano only threw 1 pass in that first quarter, and he got sacked 1 time for a loss of 14. So it's been not well for Kano as a quarterback. He'll throw this time. No one is there except for a Pierre Governor that's bounced into his hand.
Whitty.
Logan Whitty almost had the interception, but Kano now 0 for 2 in the ball game, and it's 3rd down and 9 from the 25-yard line, and that's a long way to go here for Sturgis, and they might go 3 and out here again. Governor's going to be bearing down defensively here.
Yeah, the Gov's defense has played phenomenally so far through. This would be the 3rd drive that Sturgis has had so far. Really, really good. They actually ended up behind the sticks on the first drive and really didn't do much on drive number 2 either. So this is a really good early showing for the Govs to start this ball game here in the first half.
3rd down and 9 for the 25, 10:25 to go here in the first half. Kano will pump fake. Now he'll throw behind the intended receiver as he was looking to get it to number 11 and Cole Litzen. And then he also missed number 2 and Ethan Graff, and it was incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down. And it will be a 3rd punt upcoming here for Sturgis. They've got nothing going offensively through their first 3 possessions.
Yeah, like you said, kind of reminiscent of a throw earlier in the ballgame, just really kind of throwing it between 2 wide receivers was Kano on that throw, and that will force Sturgis to punt.
And Kano's punt is a high one, almost was blocked. Governors will run away from it. It will take a Sturgis hop. It will go into Governor territory to the 49-yard line, where Pierre will take over for their 4th possession and look to try and take a 3-score lead, as they will start with 10:09 to go at their own 49-yard line.
Boy, Porter Hunsley almost got a hand on that ball, John. He was flying off the right side of the line and almost got a hand on the punt of Kano. And, that might have affected Kano's punt in general anyway, because it ended up just over midfield. And the Govs set up with really good field position here to start their 4th drive of the ball game.
From their own 49, play action. Lounsbury throws over the middle. Terwilliger's got a catch. He was able to take a hit with him out to the 33-yard line. Ends up being a gain of 18 and a 1st down for the Governors.
Just run him up the seam, John. That's what big number 12 is there to do. And Lounsbury hits him for a nice chunk play, and he takes it for a gain from the Governor 49 to the Sturgis 34, so a gain of 18.
As this will be back to pass for Lounsbury. He'll throw in the middle. Terwilliger's got another catch in traffic. He's trying to stay on his feet. He's able to break free. Terwilliger's all the way down inside of the 10 to around the 5-yard line. Turns into a gain of about 30 for Terwilliger, and his 1st and goal for the Govs with 9:35 to go. 2 big plays to Terwilliger.
Just keep getting the ball in his hands. He is fantastic in space, and you saw the strength on display that's going to get him into very, very large D1 colleges on that possession there.
9:20 remaining here in the first half. 1st and goal from the 5 now. The Governors, just 2 plays into this drive, are already looking for a touchdown to go up potentially 17-0 if they can score here quickly. Merrill in the backfield. They'll move Deal in motion. It'll be a jet sweep pass. Deal will try and skip it out to the right side. He's going to be wrapped up. Nothing doing on that 1st and goal play. And maybe lost a yard on it, did Deal, on his first catch. Well, maybe a gain of about actually a half a yard. Call it no game in total, so his second catch goes for nothing, but Lounsbury right now is 8 of 10 for 137 yards in this first half. He's been excellent so far for this for the Governors as they're looking to get their 4th win of the season. 8:30 remaining here in the first half. 10-0 lead for Pierre on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. 2nd and goal from the 5. Play clock is under 5. They got to move quickly here. They're not going to have enough time. They're going to have to call a timeout, and it will be a delay of game penalty against the Governors.
Red ball, delay of game. You didn't put your hand up.
So 8:16 remaining here in the first half. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 10 as they'll back them up 5 yards. 2nd penalty against the Governors. Make that the 3rd penalty against the Governors. And it will be 2nd and goal from the 10. Lounsbury looking to pass. He'll lob it to the end zone, looking for his man, and will be caught in the end zone for a touchdown.
Jaron Deal on the reception on that one, John. And to your point, just kind of a fade route to the corner of the end zone on the near side, and Lounsbury put it where only Jaron Deal could make the play. And it's 16-0 Govs. All the momentum, all the control right now, potentially making it 17-0 if Templeton's able to bang this through.
The extra point for Templeton is up, and that will be good. And it is a 17-0 lead for the Pierre Governors with 8:10 to go here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds. You listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
As we welcome you back, it is a 7-play, 51-yard drive and a 10-yard touchdown pass from Lounsbury to Deal, and it is a 17-0 lead here for the Pierre Governors over the Sturgis Scoopers with 8:10 to go in the first half. And so we'll be the Scoopers, they got to find some kind of offense right now. They have not had anything going for them so far, and it's led to 3 punts on just 12 plays offensively. As Carter Templeton will try and kick this one away. Templeton has kicked well. He's made a 23-yard field goal so far in this ball game. And he made one field goal last week as well. And the Governors will kick this one away as Royer will catch it at the 10. Bobbles it, though. He's able to pick it up and just run out of bounds. So Sturgis will have a long field in front of him as he didn't get out to the 20. Ends up being out to the 18-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 for Sturgis as they got to go 82 yards down the field.
Yeah, that was a bobbled ball by Royer, to your point, and he's able to scoot out of bounds. Probably the easiest tackle that George Rapp will ever have in his career, as he was the closest one to Brody Royer before he got out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 with 8:07 to go. Sturgis down by 3 scores. Governors got the ball to open up the ball game. So, I mean, not that Sturgis is going to take 8 minutes off the clock, but they can still find themselves down within a score before Pierre went to get the ball back, depending on how the rest of this half goes. Here is Kano on the run. He's got nowhere to go. They have not used him very much. This will be, was there a flag on the play?
There was.
Oh, yep, flag right at the line of scrimmage. Gage West gets called for the hold. The second penalty against the Sturgis Scoopers here tonight. And Kano is not he's going to be the leader, should be the leader at the end of this game in rushing yards. He's obviously thrown for 598 yards through 6 games, so right around 100 yards per game, but they've not got anything going with him. He's got 0 passing yards, and he has a sack of minus 14 yards, so it's been really tough sledding for Jackson Kano to have anything moving offensively right now. This will be rolling to the right here for Kano, looking to pass. Instead, he'll shovel it out. And then a huge hit by Aiden Beam as he shoves Ryan out. That is a huge hit from Aiden Beam, lowering his shoulder, and it turns into a gain of 1. And second down actually turns into a gain of about 5. Second down and about 14, 15.
Yeah, huge hit there by Aiden Beam on the run there. I wasn't sure if that was roll-off or if that was Orion, but regardless, only a 5-yard gain, and Beam laid the wood.
As Ryan will get the handoff here, he stays with it, and it will be all the way out to the 40, 45, crossing midfield. He'll stop at the 40-yard line where he is wrapped up by Porter Hunsley, and a huge run from the 14 all the way down to the Governor 40-yard line.
Yeah, Ryan takes that one, and I thought he got sprung by a block there by one of his linemen, or maybe their tight end, that was potentially could have been called for a hold. It looked like there was maybe a tackle at about the 25, 30-yard line, but regardless, Orion breaks one, and he goes off to the races. A huge touchdown-saving tackle by Porter Hunsley at the Governor 40.
Gain of 46 as Kano will keep it this time as he'll get out to the sideline. He is wrapped up. Sunshine pushed him out of bounds after Aiden Beam got to him first. And a gain of 1. And it'll be second down and 9 from the 39-yard line. Biggest play of the game right now for Sturgis. They got a total of 64 yards, and 46 of them have come from just the run by Ryan, as he's run the ball 6 times for 73 yards here in the first half for the Sturgis Scoopers. With 7:19 to go, clock has stopped here in the second quarter. 17-0 lead for the Pierre Governors and the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard.
And Ryan's a big kid too, John. Listed in your program at 6 foot, 210 pounds is the junior running back.
Timeout taken here by Coach Kolecki. With 7:19 to go here in the first half, we'll take a timeout with them. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
As we welcome you back, it is a second down and 9 out of the timeout here from Coach Kolecki and the Sturgis Scoopers. Man comes in motion as Cato will roll to his left, still looking to throw. Now he'll fire. Ball is bobbled and incomplete as he was looking to go to number 10 in Robert Sperling. And it's now third down and 9 here for the Scoopers. From the Governor 39-yard line, like feels like 4-down territory of unless it's a massive negative play. Feels like a 4-down territory here for Sturgis, down by 17.
Yeah, it really should be at this point in the ball game. 7:12 left to go. Kano on a bootleg out to his left. He was looking for Sperling, to your point, out past the sticks, just a little bit out in front of him. Sperling actually bobbled it a couple of times, but was unable to come down with it for the reception. So 3rd and 9 from the Governor 39. To your point, John, I think this is 4-down territory.
2 receivers out far side, almost as a false start there. As Kano will keep it, he'll get just a yard as he was tackled by big number 55, Max Schmitz. And it's 4th down and 8, a gain of 1 again. And Kano's rushes have, again, he's been sacked for a loss of 14, and he's had 2 runs for just 1 yard each. And 4th down and 8, the Scoopers are definitely going to go for it here at 6:40 to go in the first half.
They're going for it, and it looks like they're going to come out in a spread formation with trips to the right and one receiver left. I didn't necessarily catch a number on that. I can't tell if that's Cameron Hendricks out there or not.
Backing up is Kano, drops back, a throw. That's going to be incomplete. He was looking to get to Ethan Graff, and it was nowhere close to getting to him. And a turnover on downs by Sturgis, and the Governors will take over at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overthrow there by Kano. A little too high for Graff. Graff is only listed at 5'9", 155 in your program. So, he would have had to have, Michael Jordan-like hops to go up and get that one, but didn't quite have that ability in his back pocket. But the Govs will take over as a result from their own 39-6-22 left here to go in the first half, and potentially looking to make this a 4-score ball game if they're able to punch this in the end zone.
And they've really have had no issues other than one possession of moving the ball down the field, as Lounsbury will look to pass over the middle. It's going to be bouncing off the helmet of number 3 in Kano, and it was Jaron Deal, the intended receiver, if not Terwilliger as well, and it missed everybody until it hit the face mask of Kano and bounced high up in the air. No one else was around to try and make the catch, and it's 2nd down and 10.
That was a lot. Caleb Lounsbury's got a lot of velocity on his fastball, John, because that hit Kano square in the face mask and probably went an extra 10 yards past everybody else. Landed harmlessly to the natural grass here at Hollister Field, but to your point, I mean, just a little bit too high for everybody to make a play, but right off of Kano's face mask and falls harmlessly 10 yards deep. Great arm by Lounsbury.
Merrill get the handoff this time. He's able to bounce through one tackler, staying on his feet. He is still moving. Those feet are pushing. The Governors will push him even farther as they'll get out to the Sturgis 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 for the Governors. And a huge, there's a flag. It'll be a sideline warning, I believe, on Sturgis. And Merrill's a little slow to get up. Now, I'm not sure what the referees are talking with Coach Galetsky about, or the Sturgis coaches about, or will it be a penalty that will be enforced as it turns into a gain of 15 for Merrill on the run as he's closing in on 70 yards rushing. We'll hear from our official.
Dead ball, illegal substitution, 5 yards to the advocate, succeeding spots. It'll still be a first down.
Illegal substitution, so they had 12 guys on the field, so it's added on to the end of the run, and it's 1st and 10 from now the Sturgis 30, make that 42-yard line.
Yeah, so insult to injury there. Carter Merrill picks up a huge chunk play that, ended up being kind of like a rugby scrum. Everybody is pushing each other forward, and the Govs win that battle, and then an illegal substitution gives the Govs an extra 5.
Here is now 1st and 10 for the 42. Lounsbury looking down the field, looking for his man. Diligence will make an incredible catch inside the 10-yard line, right around the 5, and it's 1st and goal for Pierre.
Boy, what a throw and what a catch. Caleb Lounsbury puts that one right on the money to Lincoln Dilgis. It was Trace Prescott and Lincoln Dilgis one-on-one on the outside, and Lincoln Dilgis just stuck out his hands. A little bit of, I couldn't tell if there was hand fighting or not, but sticks out his hands last second, able to bring it in at the 7-yard line of the Scoopers. Huge play. What a throw, what a catch.
Gain of 35 for Lincoln Dilgis on his first catch. 5:20 to go here in the first half. Governors get another 1st and goal opportunity, trying to go up by at least 20 points. They can go up by 24 at the touchdown and an extra point.
Jaron Deal in the backfield.
Yeah, Deal will get the snap himself. He'll go left side. He's trying to get to the end zone. Did he get in? He is in for a touchdown. Jaron Deal makes it a 23-0 lead for the Governors with 5:02 to go. A 7-yard rush for Deal. And the Governors are feeling good right now against the Sturgis Scoopers.
Direct snap to Deal, and he's able to take it off the left tackle and able to bounce off a couple of Scoopers. Looked like he was maybe going to be close to the end zone, ended up getting it on that last dive right across the goal line. 23-0 for the Govs, and they are playing with all of the momentum right now, and they're actually going to go for 2 on this one here.
Porter Hunsley is the quarterback. As he'll take the snap, he'll roll. He can't pass it. He's going to try and get to the goal line, and he's going to be short. He knocked over the pylon, but if the ball doesn't go over the pylon or go over the goal line, it would be he was really close, but if the ball doesn't go over the pylon, even though he hits it, or over the goal line, and he hits the pylon, does not count. So it's 23-0 here for the Governors over the Sturgis Scoopers. Back in 30 seconds here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
As we welcome you back, the Pierre Governors go 62 yards down the field. Jared Deal gets the touchdown run to make it 23-0. They failed two-point conversion. But the Governors are enjoying a 23-0 lead. American Family Insurance, Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard with 5:02 to go here in the first half. And Sturgis has got to find an answer somewhere, got to find something somewhere here, because they have been stonewalled to this point. A total of just 65 yards of offense in the first half. No passing yards quite yet. Ryan's been the only real positive offensively with the 73 yards, and 46 of them came on just one run. As Templeton will kick this one away. They'll go to Burton on that far side. Make that Royer. They got him on the far side this time. And Templeton has been choosing to go after him throughout the entire night. And it will be 1st and 10 from around the 25-yard line or so when they officially spot Royer down. And with 4:58 remaining, this is must score for Sturgis, down by 23. Spot about the 24 officially.
Yeah, you're right. This is must-score territory for the Scoopers right now, John, because with under 5 minutes left to go in the half, they need any sort of positive momentum that they can use to build at the half, because they are almost dead in the water right now.
As Kano will drop back to actually a new man at quarterback. Throw it over the middle. The catch is going to be made by Gage West, and it's going to be a first down. It is not Kano at quarterback anymore, but Gage West makes a huge catch from the 24 all the way down to the 41-yard line in Governor territory. First completed pass of the night for Sturgis.
That's a big-time play, pitch and catch there by the Scoopers, and that's the exact kind of momentum play that they were looking for. The only other one I can think of was the Orion run for a similar gain.
Tate Johnson, I believe, is the new quarterback, number 16. He is the new quarterback. He's rolling to his left. Johnson will run. There's a flag that flies in the secondary, and he gets out around with a gain of 9, but it might be against the Governors. It could be a hold that's called, but a gain of 9 right now for Tate Johnson, who is taking over for Jackson Kano right now at quarterback. And he completed his first completed pass for 35 yards. We'll hear from our referee say what it is, if it's going to be against Pierre or Sturgis.
Let's go, Stones. Time to shine, 1-5.
Yep. This has been really, really good so far. We'll hear from the official. It's going to be a hold here.
Holding on the defense, number 0, 10 yards behind to the end of the run.
So it's a 10-yard penalty on top of the 9-yard run from Johnson. And so a really good start on this drive, as Tate Johnson, after not playing most of this first half, and really he's only thrown he had 1 completion on 3 attempts coming into this ball game, and now takes over a quarterback. They have Kano that's lined up here on the near side as well. That's going to be Graff, as Johnson will get the run himself again, and Johnson will get a gain of about 2 from the 23 to the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 8 with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, Schmidt's on the tackle there. That was a nice wrap-up of Johnson, but Johnson's really injected some life into this Scooper offense here late in the first half. We'll see if that results in any points for Sturgis here with under 4 minutes to go and rolling here in the first half.
He did not rush the ball at all through the first 6 games. Johnson will go back to pass. He's rolling now to his left, still rolling. He's going to try and pick up some positive yards. He is just a freshman, by the way, the 6'1", 171-pound freshman. And he'll get inside the 20 to around the 19, a gain of another 2, and it's 3rd down and 6 here for the Sturgis Scoopers.
Johnson, tackled by number 47, Sam Larson.
Yeah, Larson on the tackle there for the Govs, but this freshman looks very, very impressive, to your point, John. This is a kid who, like you said, listed in your program, 6'1", 171, but he has got some athleticism, not only in his arm, but in his legs as well.
So 3rd down and 6 here for the Scoopers. They quickly get to the line. Play clock is down to 5. They'll hand it off to Ryan. He is wrapped up. He is going to go down. A big tackle from number 0, Hudson Schaefer, excuse me, as it will be 4th down and a loss of 1, and a big, big stop there for the Governors.
Yeah, huge play there by the Governor defense. It's going to be 4th down here. Basically no gain on that play for the Scoopers, and we'll see what they dial up here on 4th and 7. They're going for it with 2:16 and rolling here in the first half.
So here is now the opportunity for Sturgis. We get a timeout that'll be taken by the Pierre Governors with 2:10 to go in the first half. It'll be 4th down and 7 when we come back in 30 seconds here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut hundreds of crusts, and played hours of peekaboo and duck duck gray duck because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Carrie Bauman will help make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Carrie Bauman in Pierre today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Big opportunity, 4th down here for the Sturgis Scoopers. It'll be 4th down and about 7 from the 19. 4th down and 6 or so from the 19-yard line as the Scoopers will try and pick this one up. And a big, big play of this ball game. 2:10 to go in the first half. Governors leading 23-0. Sturgis does get the ball to start the second half as well, so they can potentially score twice before Pierre gets a real possession. The throw to the near side. The catch will be made. Logan Whitty was in coverage, but a big catch for a first down as they'll have it 1st and goal now for Sturgis. As the catch was made by Ethan Graff.
Completed by 23, Brody Royer. Tackled by number 3, Logan.
They say Royer, I think it was Graff that made the catch, but either way, it's going to be 1st down and goal from the 11-yard line, a gain of 8 on that throw and catch.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch and catch there from Johnson. Like we talked about, he's got a lot of moxie, and Sturgis is really, really seeing the effects right now.
On this 1st and goal run, ball came out at the very end, but he was down, was Ryan. Governors jumped on it, but it'll be a gain of about 1 to the, no gain at the 10-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 10.
And now they get Ryan, and that looked like Kano actually took that snap on that play. But nice tackle there by Schoenhardt and Hunsley as they're able to wrap up Ryan right at the line of scrimmage.
So now Kano is the quarterback again. They're trying to punch this in. 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. This will be Kano that keeps it. He will be hit to his side. Penalty flag comes in. I believe that's going to be on Sturgis. Sutton Sunshine made the tackle with 1:06 to go, but that should back up the Scoopers to be 2nd and goal from around the 20. And so add on another, back them up 10 yards. Be 2nd and goal from around the 20. I would think that Coach Steele will take this penalty, right?
You'd think so.
And he is going to take the penalty.
holding offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. 2 second down. Clock will start at the snap.
So that is the 4th penalty by Sturgis. Second and goal from the 20-yard line. Back all the way up to the 20. 1:06 remaining. Clock will start on the snap, as the referee had just mentioned. 1:06 remaining. Sturgis and Pierre both with timeouts. Receiver on each side here for the Sturgis Scoopers. Shotgun formation. Kano, play action, looking to pass. Now he's rolling out, and he is sacked. He had nowhere to go as the Governors got in quickly to make the tackle. As Schmitz made the tackle. Cruz Williams, as now a timeout will be called for Coach Steele. And that'll be 3rd and goal now from the 22.
Huge play there by Max Schmitz, able to get in the backfield and wrap up Kano for no gain. And, well, actually a sack, so a loss. Huge play there by big number 55. And timeout, 3rd and 27 to go for the Scoopers. It's actually going to be a goal-to-go situation after the sack. So huge play there by Max Schmitz to back up Sturgis' loss of what was probably about 17, well, actually a 7-yard loss on the sack because of the 10-yard holding penalty. But this is going to be huge, huge yardage here.
I believe they're wanting to put some time back on the clock.
They're going to add 1 minute to the game clock here.
So there'll be 1 full minute remaining here in the first half. 3rd and goal from the 27-yard line. That 10-yard penalty that dropped him back to the 20. Then another 7-yard penalty that dropped, or a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's now 3rd and goal. Johnson will be back as the quarterback now. I believe he's now back as quarterback. Excuse me, it is going to be Kano. It's going to be a QB draw. He's got nowhere to go. Another loss. Schmitz and Williams both over there immediately. And it's going to be another timeout taken by Coach Steele to stop the clock at 52 seconds. Be the 3rd timeout. It is 4th and goal from the 32. Another loss of 5.
Boy, that was a 3-way meetup at the quarterback for Schmitz, Williams, and Terwilliger. Your 3 down linemen, and they just it was Johnson back there at quarterback was what it looked like.
It was Kano.
Was it?
Yeah, Kano was back again. So now Coach Steele is talking about something. 4th and goal from the 32. I don't know what Sturgis does here. They did take their time out, Coach Steele. And it will be, we'll see here what they... Yeah, then now, because there was a long conversation about what was going on, what they wanted, what the referees were talking about. But it is 4th and goal for the 32, and like I said, Blake, I'm not really sure what the play is here for Sturgis. You know, you're 4th and goal, so you're probably not kicking a field goal. You don't really want to punt it from your own 32-yard line, but you have nowhere to go but to the end zone. Might be a time to pull in a trick play to try and see what's, maybe if they can find a way to just get a couple, you know, to get in the end zone that way. I'm not really sure how you play it on 4th and goal from the 32.
Yeah, I don't either. This is going to be interesting because Sturgis definitely needs points. They're way out of field goal range. They're probably, I mean, and this is why I'm up here and not down calling plays, but it's up to me. I take maybe one of my bigger guys in, you know, maybe a Royer or, you know, maybe even Ryan, just put him down in the end zone and try to throw a Hail Mary up there, and they're coming out with 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Royer is the single guy out to the left.
Shotgun formation here for Kano. They got to get to the end zone here on 4th down. Kano looking to throw. He's going to throw to the end zone. It's up in the air. It's caught, and it will be intercepted by the Governors in the end zone by Porter Hunsley. Hunsley will get the interception. The Governors will take over at the 20-yard line. And sometimes you say, I should let it go down. But that time, Hunsley's going to make the catch. Otherwise, it was going to be a touchdown for Sturgis.
Yeah, that was up for grabs right there between Porter Hunsley. I didn't get a number on the receiver. But that was a kind of one of those 500 balls. Whoever's going to come down with it gets the money, and Porter's able to come down with that one in the end zone. Like you said, it would have been a touchdown otherwise, and the Govs will take over from their own 20-yard line as they were tackled in the end zone was Hunsley, so it'll be a touchback.
So just 45 seconds, no timeouts here for the Governors. They've got to move down the field quickly, and we'll maybe see what they want to do once they get this first play. Over the middle, the catch is going to be made by number 15 and Hudson Stosher as he gets out to the 40-yard line. A gain of 20 for Stosher on his first catch. And the Governors will see how they want to go with Hudson Stosher making the catch, and they go quickly. The throw to the far side, Shufflebein makes the catch. He's out of bounds for a gain of about 9, and it's second down and 1.
Yeah, Govs are going quick. They did get out of bounds, so that does stop the clock there. But, you know, they're really going up tempo right now is Pierre, and they are pushing the ball down the field. They're actually closing in on midfield already.
34 seconds remaining in the first half. Second and 1 from the 49-yard line in their own territory, so another 51 yards to go. As it'll be Lounsbury driving back to pass, throws over the middle. It's going to be a low pass for Stosher, and it falls incomplete. Not a bad throw, honestly. Puts it in a spot where nobody's going to pick it off, and where the coverage was, you'd rather take the incompletion than get maybe a 5-yard gain and have to clock it again. That's just the 4th incompletion of the first half for Caleb Lounsbury, who's thrown for 211 yards and 2 touchdowns so far. 286 yards of offense for the Pierre Governors in this first half. They've been dominating Sturgis, and they're trying to take a 30-point lead potentially at the end of the first half. This will be a handoff for Merrill. He's got a first down as they'll get into Sturgis territory. A gain of about 4. Only the second run there from Carter Merrill. And now referees
stop the clock.
Sideline warning from Sturgis. So that actually is helpful for the Governors with only 21 seconds to go. Now they're going to talk about if the clock will start or not. And they got to wait.
Clock will start on the snap.
It will start on the snap, so it turns into a huge break for the Governors. A gain of 4 for Merrill. They get the first down, and they had the clock stopped. Now Lounsbury looking to pass, throws it downfield, looking for Shufflebein, and it's going to be overthrown. And a flag will come in late. There was a little bit of some contact. Shufflebein kind of gave up on the play. It was thrown over its head. Seth Burton was in coverage on Shufflebein. And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty with only 14 seconds. Pierce got themselves in good potential to try and get one more score.
Yeah, Burton just grabbed Shufflebein. He was not trying to play the ball at all. So it's either going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty or a pass interferences. It might not have been catchable, but it definitely was unnecessary roughness.
It is pass interference.
15 yards from the previous spot. It was also the first down.
They're going to back him up the 10 yards, then walk him forward the 15 yards. But it'll be the 5th penalty against Sturgis, 45 yards of penalties so far. Governors with 4 penalties of 30 yards. And Pierre, 1st and 10 from now the 30, will end up being the 33-yard line on that 15-yard penalty. 14 seconds remaining. No timeouts for the Governors. Clock will start on the snap. 3 receivers here near side. Empty backfield here for Lounsbury. He's looking to pass, he'll throw. Catch is made on the flat. Shufflebein will get out of bounds inside the 20. And they're in range for a field goal. It's going to be a long field goal for Templeton. But they're inside the 20 to around the 18-yard line. A gain of about 15 there for Shufflebein. And this Governor offense, boy, we have seen them really dominate. They're down to the 17, so a gain of 16 in total. As Shufflebein's up to 96 yards receiving. You got 4 guys that have over 20 yards receiving in this game right now for Pierre. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 17. Maybe one play, shot to the end zone, then maybe try a field goal. A throw to the end zone. Catch is made for another touchdown. Hudson Stosher. And Pierre's up 29-0 with 6 seconds to go here in the first half. Hudson Stosher, for the first time this year, will catch a touchdown pass at just one reception all season. He's got 2 catches now for a total of 39 yards. They'll make that 37 yards. And the Pierre Governors are up 29-0.
What a drive, John. That was unbelievable. 80-yard drive in less than a minute. Extra point is good. 30-0 Govs, and they have everything going for them going into the half.
Hudson Stosher, he was one of those guys that had 20-plus yards. That was an 80-yard drive. As there's 6 seconds to go. That took 39 seconds off the clock.
Unbelievable.
80-yard drive and a 17-yard catch from Hudson Stosher. And the Governors are going into the half with a big lead, and they're just going to be 1 score away from getting a running clock, which we haven't seen at all this year for the Pierre Governors. Both for or against, we have not seen a running clock for the Govs, and they're 1 score, 1 stop, and a score away from getting that to happen in the second half. As Pierre has had 323 yards of offense in this first half to the Sturgis Scoopers 110 yards.
What a half. What a half of football for the Govs. John, this is just domination by this Governor football team. They came out here today after a couple of consecutive losses to both Yankton and O'Gorman, both 1-score games like we talked about in the opener. They came into this ball game and said, we are going to put pedal to the metal and absolutely, just basically do everything we want to offensively and absolutely shut you down defensively. We talked about Sullivan Yost being a huge loss for this Scooper team. They look lost offensively without number 22 on the field, and that's all of that combined spells huge lead for the Govs at the half.
Templeton will have a squib kick that will bounce its way. Sturgis will pick it up around the 30. Porter Hunsley lays another big hit. The man who got it was Jack Jolly, and he was run over by the truck of Porter Hunsley with 3 seconds to go. And if you're Sturgis, I would say you're probably going to just take a knee and go into halftime, lick your wounds, and come back, and you get the ball to start the second half, and you've got a 30-point deficit to try and overcome at the end of this first half. They will have it at the 27-yard line with just 3 seconds to go, and it looks like they will take a kneel down and go into the locker room down by 30. 1 snap, and that will send us to halftime. 30-0 lead for the Pierre Governors and the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Back in 3 minutes, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local family-owned full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of heat-a-later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of heat-a-later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-a-later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
We welcome you back here at halftime. The Pierre Governors have a 30-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. John McClure alongside Blake Dean as the Governors are dominant in that first half. 323 yards of offense to 110 over Sturgis, as the Govs only ran 5 more plays than the Scoopers in the entire half, but have scored would be 31 with or 32 with the 2-point conversion, but 4 touchdowns and a field goal so far for the Governors. That last drive was the epitome of how this game was going, Blake, when they took it 80 yards in 39 seconds to score a touchdown.
Yeah, this has been completely one-sided of a football game as you can get, and that's reflective of the score, 30-0. Total yardage is, 110 to 323. Pierre almost tripling up Sturgis on offense, and that's been the story of the ball game. That last drive, Pierre gets an interception on 4th and long in the end zone with under a minute to go. They don't have any timeouts even. They can't even stop the clock. And Sturgis is kind of playing like a sit-back prevent defense, and, prevent defenses definitely take away the long over-the-top pass, but they allow you to pick up a ton of yardage underneath, especially with the clock stoppages of getting out of bounds and moving the chains each time they do so. And Pierre is able to take it basically the entire distance of the field, 80 yards in under a minute, and add to this lead 30-0 at halftime.
Pierre Governors with that 30-0 lead, the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. We did have a request to have the hip-hop team have their dance on KCCR Sports on YouTube, so that's why we didn't put the graphics up until just now. As fantastic job by the dance team. They will have their ESD next week, and then they'll also have the state meet coming up on October 25th, same with cross-country, same day as cross-country. But we look at individual stats here for the Governors. Well, first we'll talk about the Pierre Governors. They were 4-play drive, 55 yards, 31-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Lounsbury to Carter Shufflebein to get the scoring start. The Governors had their one possession where they did not score. They punted the ball after a minute and 50 seconds of having a drive. Then a 23-yard field goal by Carter Templeton, as then end up with a 7-play, 51-yard drive and a 10-yard touchdown catch for Jaron Deal. Then followed by a 62-yard drive and a 7-yard run by Jaron Deal again, and then an 80-yard drive, 17-yard catch by Hudson Stosher to finish out that first half as they lead it 30-0 and outgaining Sturgis by 223 yards of offense. As we look at individual stats, 244 yards passing for Caleb Lounsbury, 3 touchdowns, 14 of 18, as it was a total of 244 yards receiving, receiving for the Governors. 96 yards by Shufflebein, 60 for Terwilliger on 3 catches, 37 for Stosher, 35 for Dilgis on his 1 catch, 16 yards for Jaron Deal on his 3 catches, as the Governors have been very good so far catching the football. Carter Merrill's got 72 yards on 11 carries. Jaron Deal with that 7-yard rush. Porter Hunsley does have a rush that didn't amount to any yards. But the Governors with 323 yards of offense. Jackson Kano has not completed a pass. He has thrown an interception, though. Tate Johnson went 2 for 2 for 44 yards and ran the ball 3 times for 13 yards, where Kano has run for minus 24 yards. Zola Ryan has run the ball 8 times for 73 yards, 4 yards on 2 carries for Peter Pye. And then the 2 catches, a 35-yard catch by Gage West and a 9-yard catch by Ethan Graff for the only 2 grabs of the ball game for Sturgis. Time of possession in the first half was pretty equal as well. 12 minutes and 16 seconds for the Governors, 11:22 for the Sturgis Scoopers. So a really, really good first half here for Pierre as they have found themselves in a good spot. 1 defensive stop and 1 score, and all of a sudden the Governors are going to be having the running clock going.
Yeah, and I think part of that too, John, is the Govs have really controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part as well in this ball game, because if you look at, even the defensive statistics, Max Schmitz has 1.5 sacks, and as Cooper Terwilliger has the other half of the sack on that one play. Sam Larson's gotten into the backfield for a tackle for loss. The Govs are really establishing the point of attack in this ball game, and I think that has resulted in them being able to control and dictate what Sturgis has done on the ground for the most part, apart from one big chunk run by Zola Ryan. And they've really been able to get into the backfield as well, really pressure Jackson Kano, make him uncomfortable back there. And to your point, I mean, they brought in Tate Johnson, and Johnson's looked really good back there. He's been the spark plug that Sturgis has had in this ball game, at least on the offensive side. Apart from Ryan, we'll maybe possibly see him a little bit more coming out of halftime, because Pierre has scouted Kano really well. Some defensive statistics for both teams. Leading tackler for the Governors, we call his name almost every week that we're at home. Porter Hunsley leads the Govs with 4 tackles and an interception. 4 tackles as well for Aiden Beam. Max Schmitz has 3.5 tackles. We talked about the 1.5 sacks that he has as well. And Cooper Terwilliger, another 1/2 sack. Sam Larson's got 2.5 tackles, as well as a tackle for loss. For Sturgis, Peter Pye leads them with 5 tackles. Burton, number 7, Seth Burton, has 4.5 tackles. Number 24, and Garrett Roloff has 3 tackles. Trace Prescott's got 2.5. So Sturgis, to their point, they've been able to accumulate a lot more tackles defensively because they've been on the field more and had more opportunities to do so. They've been on the field about equal amount as the Governor defense, but they've had to definitely make more tackles in space because Pierce just had the ball for longer stretches and longer drives, even though that it hasn't necessarily taken up as much of the play clock.
Pierre Governors leading 30-0 on American Family Insurance. Brittany Shuffle by a scoreboard. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, come back with scores from around the state. Listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Sports. Bring your crew to the ranch. We have hot buffet options, including legendary pizza, the country's best chicken, savory sides, nutritious salads, and delicious desserts. Perched right on the river, our Fort Pierre Pizza Ranch is only minutes from the South Dakota State Capitol building and right down the road from where the Pierre Governors play. The Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre. Go Govs! Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Since the day First Fidelity Bank first opened its doors for business in 1905, we've served the credit and investment needs of this area. The money that's deposited with us is reinvested locally in the form of loans to area families, farms, and small businesses, where it can help create new opportunities for everyone in our community. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
Shut the water off! Shut the water off! Oh, don't give me that look. I know you said to call Allied Plumbing and Heating. I read the instructions and I watched a couple of videos. I thought that I had this. Let me watch a couple more videos and I'll take care of it. Just go to your sister's. I'll have it fixed. Hello, Allied Plumbing and Heating. I need your help.
You can rely on your allies at Allied Plumbing and Heating, 605-494-2001.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at EnvirotechWaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
As we welcome you back, it is a 30-0 lead at halftime. The American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean, as Blake has got scores from around the state.
Yeah, Watertown with a 15-7 upset over number 2 T area in Class 11 AA. That's a big win for the Arrows, big loss for the Titans, and big in terms of seeding implications in 11 AA as we head down the stretch. Brandon Valley, number 1 team in 11 AAA, with a 49-7 lead over Mitchell with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Spearfish, 49-0 over Douglas at halftime. Yankton with a 14-0 lead over Brookings with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And Huron with a 19-0 lead over Aberdeen Central as the number 1 Tigers continue to make their mark. In 11 AAA, Sioux Falls Roosevelt defeats Rapid City Stevens 30-22 at Howard Wood Field. Sioux Falls O'Gorman is currently leading Sioux Falls Washington is currently leading number 4 O'Gorman 20-17 with under a minute left in the fourth quarter. O'Gorman does have the ball. That could be huge for the Governors in terms of seeding points, in terms of that loss as they played O'Gorman last week in that 11 AAA, 11 AA matchup. Sioux Falls Lincoln with a 35-14 lead over Rapid City Central at halftime as well. And Harrisburg with a 21-0 lead over Jefferson with under a minute left in the first quarter. In 11A, Winner with a 64-0 win over Lakota Tech this evening. Number 2, Del Rapids, 20-7 lead over Canton. In a 3-5 matchup, number 5, Lennox over number 3, Madison, 21-13 at halftime. Tri-Valley 18-0 over Vermilion at halftime as well. Rapid City Christian up 27-7 over Lead Deadwood just out of halftime in that ball game. Number 1 seeded Sioux Falls Christian, the Chargers are up 49-0 over Bridgewater Emery Ethan at the half. Millbank up on Aberdeen Roncalli 24-0 at half. Custer up 7-6 on Belle-Fourche with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. And West Central with a 21-14 lead over Dakota Valley at halftime in that ball game. In 11B, number 3 seeded Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central Bucks up 13-0 over Chamberlain just out of halftime. Mount Vernon Plankington up 8-0 over Miller Highmore Herald with 6 minutes left to go in the third. St. Thomas More up 20-0 over Hot Springs with 7 minutes left to go in the third. McCook Central Montrose up 19-0 over Baltic, 7 minutes left in the third quarter. That one, number 1 seeded Elk Point Jefferson over Flandreau 43-6 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter of that game. Clark Willow Lake up 14-6 over Mobridge Pollock at halftime in that ball game. Let's go to Sioux Valley over Beersford. Sioux Valley up 46-0 over Beersford with just under a minute to go till halftime. Dual up 28-0 over Webster Area with 7 minutes left in the third. And Millbank, we already talked about them, over Aberdeen Roncalli. In 9AA, Jones County up 12-8 over New Underwood at halftime in that ball game. Avon up on Scotland Menno 56-14 with under a minute left in the second. Bonham with a 26-0 lead over Platte Geddes with a minute left in the third. Ipswich up 16-6 on Leola Frederick Area with 3 minutes left in the third in that game. Viborg Hurley up 28-6 over Hanson with a minute left in the second quarter of that ball game. A 2-0 victory by Elkton Lake Benton over
forfeit.
Dubrick area. Oh, because it was a forfeit. Yep. Well, never mind. That would be why.
That would be why.
It was a forfeit. No actual contest in that game. Elkton Lake Benton, Dubrick area forfeit. Elkton Lake Benton takes the win in that one. Freeman Marion Academy up 54-0 over Irene Wakanda at halftime. Howard up 20-14 over Garrettson with 5 minutes left in the third quarter of that ball game. Florence Henry up 18-0 over Redfield with a minute left in the second. Kimball White Lake over Gregory 30-12 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. DeSmet over Great Plains Lutheran 30-0 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Elkton Lake Benton is actually playing a ball game tonight. They rescheduled to take on Britton Hecla, as Britton Hecla also had a 2-0 forfeit win over Wilmot this week. So they are playing in a makeup contest. Elkton Lake Benton over Britton Hecla right now 28-7 with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter of that ball game. Hill City up 23-16 over Kadoka area with 9 minutes left in the third. Tripp, Delmont Armor, Andy's
Central Dakota Christian.
Andy Central Dakota Christian. I was close. I wasn't sure what AC and DC were. 62-0 over Colognes in that ball game. And number 1 Wall over Bennett County 21-0 with 5 minutes left to go in the first of that ball game. 9A Timber Lake 32-6 over Gettysburg at halftime. Lyman 36-34 over Phillip with 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter of that high-scoring contest. Let's scroll down to Chester area 14-6 over Canastota with 4 minutes left to go in the third. Del Rapids St. Mary's up over Alcester Hudson 20-14 with 7 minutes left to go in the third. Howard and Garrettson we talked about. Warner over North Central 21-6 at halftime. Castlewood 5-0 over Esteline Hendricks with 4 minutes left to go in the third. Dupree 34-6 over Lemon McIntosh at halftime. Centerville 45-0 over Gayville Vollen with 6 minutes left to go in the third. Harding County Bison up 46-6 over Faith at halftime. And in 9B, we might get this off before the kick here to start this ballgame. Sully Buttes up 14-8 over Harried Selby area. Oldham Ramona Rutland up 26-22 over Iroquois Lake Preston. Of course, Stickney over Burke 30-6 with 9 minutes left to go in the third. Coleman Egan 38-0 over Arlington with 8 minutes left to go in the third. Del Rapids St. Mary's and Alcester Hudson we talked about. Falkton area up 38-0 over Hitchcock Tulare. Hill City Kadoka we talked about. Harding Bison, and all those games are covered as we hit the third quarter here.
Look at Blake Dean go right on perfect timing and on cue as we are set for the third quarter. The Governors will kick it away to Sturgis 30-0 in the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. If the Govs can get a stop in this first possession and score on their first possession, they can start the running clock for the remainder of the game. It'll be the first time this year, and it would take 7 weeks this year to get to that running clock. As Templeton will kick this one away, as Royer will catch it around the 10. He's out to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, going to the far side of the field, that far hash. Royer gets met. He was trying to spin off the tackler, and then he'll eventually be wrestled to the ground as he'll start around the 26-yard line, as Sturgis will have it to get us going here in the second half.
A nice tackle there. George Rapp in on the tackle special teams-wise for the Governors. I can go through the all-nation scores too while we have a second as well. They played yesterday. Teospazina 46-12 over Flandreau Indian. Marty 62-8 over Crazy Horse. Maipialuta 68-32 over Laura Brule. Little Wound 50-0 over Cheyenne Eagle Butte Teospatopa. 46-0 Todd County over Pine Ridge. Winnebago up 50-0 over St. Francis Indian. And McLaughlin 7-0 over Crow Creek.
It'll be a handoff of the first down play from the 27-yard line. A gain of about 1 to the 28. And it'll be Irian that was the one that got the handoff for a gain of just 1. And second down and 9 from the 28-yard line. So Zolt Irian has been the best runner so far for. It has provided the most offense for Sturgis. 111 yards of offense. He's got 74 of those 111 yards. As the second play of this second half, second down and 9 from the 28-yard line. Jackson Kano pump fake, or the play action. They'll throw it over the top and be incomplete as he was looking to get it to Royer. And Ethan Graff both over there. It's 3rd down and 9 here for Sturgis. And again, they just have not had anything going for them in this ball game. And they are in danger of going 3 and out to start this half. And they don't have much time. They don't have many more opportunities to go 3 and out and still try and have a chance in this ball game. Empty backfield here, shotgun formation. 3rd down and 9, a pump fake for Kano, now throwing over the middle. That ball is dropped as it hit the hand of number 20 and Jack Jolly. 4th down and 9, and Sturgis will punt the ball away on a 3 and outs. And not the start that the Scoopers are hoping to have in this 3rd quarter, but Pierre will have an opportunity with not even a minute gone by to take over and a chance to get the running clock started here in the 2nd half. Be a high snap for Kano. He will get the punt away. And the ball will take a favorable Scooper hop and roll all the way down to the Governor 43-yard line. So another 3 and out. That's the 4th punt of the ball game for the Sturgis Scoopers. And the Governors take over with 10:53 to go here in quarter number 3. And their first drive with 323 yards of offense in the first half have a chance to get the running clock going as it's 1st and 10 for the Governor 43-yard line.
Yeah, if you have a second, John, go back to that Sturgis drive chart. Their drive chart currently reads punt, 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 turnover on downs, interception, kneel down to end the half, and punt.
This will be a handoff here for Merrill. He's trying to bounce it out to the near side. He's able to break free from one tackler. Gage West will end up bringing him down as he got to the 49 of Sturgis. They're going to spot him right at the 50. He'll be just past the 50-yard line, a gain of about 7. And it'll be 2nd down and 3 here for the Governors.
Yeah, nice job by Merrill. He picks up officially 7 on that carry. Gage West on the tackle, but that was another chunk run for Carter Merrill. He's got 79 yards on 12 carries so far.
As they start at their own 43, 10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lounsbury looking to pass, throwing downfield, has Shufflebind. It'll be incomplete, and a flag will come in. 2 flags will fly in. It'll be another pass interference against Sturgis, and the Governors will get all the way down to the 34-yard line as they're well in range. Seth Burton gets called for it again. It's been a hard time to try and cover Carter Shufflebind for Seth Burton.
Yeah, 7-on-7 crime there as Seth Burton gets called for pass interference again on Carter Shufflebind. Hard to guard Carter one-on-one. And that is going to result in another free 15 for the Governors and just continue to pile on to the frustration that Sturgis has shown so far in this ballgame.
6 penalties for a total of 60 yards now for the Sturgis Scoopers, and the Governors have it at the 34-yard line. 10:06 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Pierre continues to drive down the field again. Only 1 punt so far of their 6 possessions. It has been only 1 punt. 1st and 10 from the 34. 2 receivers out to the far side. Twilliger's off the line, but he's still lined up there. The throw will be for Shufflebind. Shufflebind will have another 1st down as he'll get out to around the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 for Shufflebind, and it's 1st and 10 here for the Governors.
Yeah, just a screen pass there from Lounsbury to Shufflebind. He's able to pick up probably 11 or 12 down to the Scooper 24, but pick up enough for another Governor 1st down. Nice blocking on the perimeter by his fellow receivers.
106 yards now catching for Carter Shufflebind on his 6 catches. That just adds on to the total of another 100-yard receiving game for Shufflebind. Toss right side for Merrill. He'll try and cut it back towards the hash marks. And Merrill will get inside the 20 to around the 19 for a gain of 5. And it's 2nd down and 5 here for the Governors as they're back inside the red zone.
Yeah, another handoff for Merrill. He picks up 5 on the carry. Peter Pye on the tackle. But that is another positive play there by the Governors as they're able to get inside the red zone yet again.
2nd down and 5 for the 19. 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Governors are trying to get that running clock started, leading 30-0 right now. They'll fake the toss for Merrill. Now Lounsbury will throw on the run. Make catch made by Deal. He's inside the 10 to the 5, trying to get down to the goal line. And our vantage point gets lost to the camera with the window. But it will be Jaron Deal that'll get it down to the 2-yard line, a gain of 17. Seth Burton was able to make the tackle just in time. But the Governors at first and goal and are just moments away from trying to cash in for another time to try and take at least a 36-point lead, which would start the running clock.
What do you think about a tush push here, John?
I don't like it. I think Lounsbury to hand off for Merrill for a 2-yard touchdown plunge would be the call for me. 8:25 left to go here in the third quarter. Although I don't put anything past Coach Steele on running any type of offensive play. They will fake it to Merrill. Wide opens to Williger. He's going to make the catch for the touchdown. And the Governors are up 36-0 here with 8:13 to go here in the third quarter. And for Cooper Terwilliger, that is his first touchdown catch of the season. A 2-yard catch. He was wide open. And Terwilliger's finally in the score sheet with a touchdown. And a 5-play drive that did not take long for the Governors, and Carter Templeton's extra point is up. It will sail through the uprights, a 37-0 lead with 8:13 to go here in the third quarter. Back in 30 seconds on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 AM or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
As we welcome you back, it is a 37-0 lead of American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard with 8:13 remaining here in the third quarter. Governors with a 5-play, 57-yard drive, a 2-yard touchdown catch for Cooper Terwilliger, and the running clock will get started, and it will speed up the rest of this ball game with Pierre having their first running clock game of the season. And this, and Blake, this is a statement win by the Pierre Governors. Whether people believed in Sturgis and at 4-2, whether they didn't, it was a big game going into tonight, and Pierre made sure that they played a very good game compared to Sturgis, who has struggled to get any offense going through the first quarter and a half, 2 quarters and a half.
Yeah, they really have. This is a statement win for Pierre, to your point. And Sturgis came into this game 4-2. They knocked off Yankton, who was the number 1 team in the state coming into this ball game last week. But like we talked about, really losing Sullivan Yost, their leading rusher this year in that Yankton ball game, really has kind of taken the wind out of their sails to this point. And they just came out here tonight at Hollister Field and have not looked like the team that could have beaten a number 1 team in Yankton.
So 1st and 10 from will end up being around the 25-yard line, and it is the running clock has started for this ball game.
I will say, though, too, John, Cooper Terwilliger with that touchdown catch puts him at a cool 300 yards on the season. Hard to believe that that's his first touchdown catch for the 4-star tight end who will play his college football in 2 years at a high level.
This ball is tipped. Porter Hunsley's got the interception. Governors will take it back over. Hunsley, he was still going out of the 30 to the 25 after he spun off of a couple tacklers. He is inside the 10-yard line, and it's 1st and goal for Pierre as they have it looking forward, but there's a penalty flag all the way back at the 32-yard line. I believe this would be after the interception. So it negates the big run for Hunsley, but it should not negate the interception from Porter Hunsley, which would be his second of the day.
Block in the back, number 11. Pierre.
Aiden Beam gets called for a block in the back. It will back them up, but it will be an interception for Porter Hunsley. And the Governors, after just 1 play for Sturgis, they will take it back over with 6:38 and counting here in the third quarter. And Pierre will start at the Sturgis 42-yard line.
Boy, what a play. It looked like Hudson Stosher got his hands on the football on the overthrow by Kano, and that landed right into the center field waiting arms of Porter Hunsley as Carter Merrill will take this up the middle.
35-yard line, 30. There goes Merrill down the sideline. He will break into the end zone for a touchdown.
Nope, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
Out of bounds. And it will be at the 22-yard line, a gain of 20. But is there also a flag back there at the 43? Is that a leaf? Oh, okay, yeah, it is. They will say he stepped out at the 22 and play will continue because the referee already signaled to run the clock some more. So a gain of just 22 for Merrill instead of the 42-yard touchdown, but it does put Merrill over the 100-yard mark again. He's got now 106 yards rushing with 5:30 remaining here in the third quarter. We're going to see this Pierre team being able to empty their bench at some point. Probably will be more in the fourth quarter. As Lounsbury looks to pass, he'll throw it out to Deal in the flat. There's a couple flags that come in. And will that be a hold against the Governors? It looks like it is going to be a hold against the Governors, which, by the way, they end up picking up that penalty. And we'll get the call.
69, offense, 10-yard pass, previous spots.
It'll be a hold against Colton Cass. And it'll be a 10-yard penalty that will drop him back. The Governors now with 55 yards in penalties on 6 called against them. And the clock continues to run here in the third quarter. 4:40 to go. And we're going to see this clock move fast enough that this game will be, I wouldn't say it's going to be done quickly, but it'll move a lot quicker now with that clock continuing to run throughout this third and fourth quarter. Low snap. It'll be tossed left side for Merrill. He gets another big hole. He's still on his feet. He's trying to be chased down. He will go down inside the 10, and Carter Merrill's got another big run as he'll get inside the 10 to around the 5-yard line. I believe they're going to spot him around the 6 as it turns into a gain of about 26 for Carter Merrill. They're going to spot him at the 5, gain of 27.
Boy, Carter Merrill just keeps his legs churning, doesn't he, John? He's up to 133 yards on 15 carries. That is a huge, huge benefit to this Governor ground attack as he's currently averaging...
That would be currently 8.7 yards.
Yeah, 8.8, actually almost 8.9 yards a carry.
He actually backed him up 2 yards with 25 yard on that instead of a 27-yard gain.
Okay.
So 3:25 to go. Governors are taking their time now. Toss for Merrill again. He's going to walk it into the end zone for another touchdown. Carter Merrill from 7 yards out makes it a 43-0 lead for the Governors with 3:19 to go here in the third quarter. Carter Merrill from 7 yards out, and the Govs are just putting it to the Sturgis Scoopers now in this third quarter.
Yeah, he walked in untouched, did Carter Merrill on that run, and that actually brought his yards per carry average down, that 7-yard touchdown run. But he will take it all day because that equates to points for the Governors, and Templeton will boot it through the uprights, and it is now 44-0 in favor of the green and white.
Back in 30 seconds, you'll listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120. A 3-play drive that went for Carter Merrill the whole way as he scores from 7 yards out, and it is a 44-0 lead. The American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard with 3:19 to go here in the third quarter. And again, we'll see at some point the bench be emptied here by the Governors as I think Pierre will wait to see Sturgis kind of wave the white flag before Pierre starts. Maybe they won't, depending on how much time is left in the fourth quarter, but they will unload the bench at some point with a 44-0 lead. Again, if we've not gotten to this point yet this year anyway, but 9-man 11B, game will end at a 50-point lead. Does not end in 11 AA. So we will play out the full 4 quarters, regardless of what the score is between these two teams. As Templeton will kick this one away, Seth Burden and Brody Royer back deep. This will be a short kick that will probably land out of bounds, and it just barely will. Turns into a penalty. And it will be 1st and 10 with a good field position here for Sturgis, trying to find just something to take into next week. Pierre will have Spearfish next week, Friday. Sturgis, with their last 2 games, they've got to find a way to bounce back after this one, and it becomes a important game for Sturgis to bounce back. I think they have Spearfish to end the season.
You see the team watching taking it 25 yards from the previous spot. It's down 10 from 35.
So it'll be a 35 where Sturgis will take over on this drive, trying to do something other than a punt or interception. They had 1 turnover on downs. Everything else has been a punt or an interception so far in this game.
Yeah, Sturgis has got Watertown next week in Watertown. That's going to be a big-time travel day for the Scoopers next week. But to your point, this tonight will mark Sturgis's 3rd loss in their last 4 games. And to your point, that after that huge emotional win last week, they've really got to turn things around and right the ship, because without Sullivan Yost, this team looks like a completely different team, and not in a positive way for the Scoopers.
Which they did, I believe they did win last week without Sullivan Yost.
Did he not play last week?
Yeah, he hasn't played for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
And they were able to get the job done, but it's a much different team than it was last week when they beat Yankton. As this will be a run here for Tate Johnson, as he will run it towards the boundary line. He'll get pushed out of bounds at around the 42. Gain of about 7 there for Johnson. And again, the clock will just continue to run here as we're under 3 minutes to go. As Porter Hunsley ran him out, a gain of 6 for Johnson on the ground. And Blake, him and Irian will be the 2 guys that have been the best spark for this offense so far tonight. And he's probably going to be playing the rest of the game at quarterback, as there's 5 receivers, empty backfield. It is a screen pass that was close to having an eligible receiver downfield, but it looked like the pass was behind the line of scrimmage, although it turns into no gain for Royer, as Brody Royer makes his first catch. And no gain, and it's 3rd down. Well, they're going to give him a yard, and a gain of 1, so it's 3rd down and 3 here for Sturgis.
Yeah, just kind of a dump-off pass. But like you said, to your point, this has been a big-time game and a big-time showing out for Tate Johnson. You know, Jackson Kano, their starting quarterback, 0 for 9 with 2 interceptions. Go ahead.
Johnson will look to try and run with it. He's going to go down. Schmitz was able to hold on to him. Lincoln Schoenhart got in there to make the tackle. As also the Governors had Sam Larson. That defensive line was just too much for Sturgis, and ends up being a loss of 3. And it turns into a punt again here for this Sturgis team. Another punt with 1:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Governors are trying to get all their guys lined up to see if they make sure they had 11 guys. And it will be a punt that will be from Johnson. It was touched by the Governors and then picked up, had to be picked up, and a good heads-up play, as it was Hudson Stosher that will pick it up with 1:03 to go, and he's out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there by Stosher reading that play correctly. Heads-up play for him. He's able to pick it up and, you know, make some positive yards out of it. That could have been the first turnover for the Governors if Hudson Stosher does not alertly pick that football up and start to return it.
So it'll be at the 36-yard line here for the Governors with 1:02 to go. And it will be the Govs with the pistol formation. Jaron Deal, the quarterback. Kea Ducheneau will get the handoff, and Ducheneau will get to the 41-yard line, a gain of 5. That should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. as that's the first run for Duchesneau here in the ball game, as Merrill will be done with 138 yards on 16 carries. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. A 44-0 lead for the Governors over Sturgis. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Sanford Health Pierre Clinic provides comprehensive and convenient care to Pierre, South Dakota and its surrounding communities. We care for all your health needs, including preventive care, pediatric health, annual checkups, chronic disease care, and more. Schedule an appointment today at 605-945-5560. Ask about our heart and health specialist. Visit this clinic on the second Tuesday of every month. Sanford Health Clinic Pierre, 605-945-5560.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years.
As we welcome you back for the start of the fourth quarter, the Pierre Governors are leading at 44-0 in the American Family Insurance Printing Shuffle by scoreboard. And the Govs will be trying to close this one out as they will have that running clock, and they will close it out as the snap for Deal. And he'll roll to the right. They'll throw as he was hit, and the ball will be intercepted. It'll be intercepted by Cole Litson. As Deal was hit as he threw, Litson made a fantastic interception to take the ball away. And they will get the ball back now with 11:42 to go, as it took just 18 seconds off the clock for the Govs to get the ball, or to have Sturgis get the ball back, and they will start at the Governor 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was a rollout by Deal to the right side. He was looking for kind of a post pattern on the near side of the field, not across the middle. But a nice read there by Litson. To your point, John, he's able to step in front of the pass, pick it off, and Sturgis has some positive momentum and the ball in Governor territory to start this drive from the Pier 49.
So now Tate Johnson to start this fourth quarter. He will look to pass. He'll throw into the flat, and that'll be dropped by Ethan Graff. He was wide open, but maybe the ball ended up being just a bit too high for him, and it will fall incomplete. 5 punts. This is with 2 interceptions, 5 punts, turnover on downs. I mean, 10 possessions here for Sturgis, and they've just only 115 yards of offense. They had just 5 yards of total offense in that third quarter, which obviously does take into effect the running clock that started early in the third quarter. But it is something that Sturgis has not looked, as poor offensively as they were in the first half. The Governors made them look even more subpar in the third quarter. Johnson will look downfield, long throw down the field. It's up for grabs. The catch, it will fall incomplete. And a near bomb thrown to that far side as the intended receiver is Gage West. And it will be third down and long, 3rd and 10 here for Sturgis. The first 2 incompletions of the ball game for Tate Johnson.
Yeah, that was a really nice thrown ball, too. Tate Johnson's going to be one of these guys, John, that you watch him over the years. He's going to be a really, really good athlete. I don't know if he plays any other sports apart from football, but he looks like he could have Sturgis moving in the right direction.
The throw here to the far side, that will also fall incomplete as they were looking to get to Urian. And it will be 4th down, and Sturgis will go 3 and out and punt the ball away again.
Yeah, that was a tough play. Johnson put it right into the breadbasket of Irian, where he could have maybe caught the ball, but just off the fingertips of Zoll. And that will make it 4th down again and set up yet another punt for Sturgis. That'll be their 7th of the ball game.
So another punt upcoming here.
Over the head.
Snap over the head of Johnson. He'll try and pick it up. He's just going to fall on it. And the Governors, doesn't matter if they pick it up or not. That's where they're going to get it at the Sturgis 22-yard line with 8:48 to go. And Pierre will have it in short field to to work with. It turns into more of a turnover on downs now instead of being a punt for the Scoopers.
Yeah, Spencer Oliver was in on that play, number 52. Spencer Oliver was in on that play, as well as number 33 in Seth Shop. Both of those guys were able to pounce on the football and cover it up after the over snap by the long snapper, and that will put Pierre in business.
As Ducheneau will get the handoff here from Deal right up the middle. The Governors are trying to get to 50 points for the first time this season. Ducheneau will get inside the 20 to around the 18, a gain of 4. And the Govs, this team, 427 yards of offense for the Pierre Governors as they stand here with under 8 minutes to go as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Jaron Deal is a new quarterback. Will Danberg is one of those receivers, along with also here on the near side, Giuseppe Lino Custi Barticcioni. He'll move over to the tight end side of things, as it'll be Ducheneau against the toss right side. He's out to the 10, got inside the 10 before he's wrapped up short of the 5-yard line, got to the 7. Ends up being a gain of 11 for Ducheneau. And first and goal here for the Governors.
Yeah, Kea's looking good right now. Nice job of pouncing to the outside off of a kind of a toss play, and he's able to actually turn it upfield after he's able to see the hole develop. Tackle made by Brody Royer, but Ducheneau was able to pick up another chunk play, setting up first and goal for the Govs from the Scooper 6.
Spencer Oliver, Granson Acroy, and Devin Binger on that offensive line now here for the Governors. Handoff for Ducheneau. He's met at the line of scrimmage. He's able to get to the 5-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 2, and it's second and goal from the 5.
23,
as trying to get the other guys on that offensive line. Also have Gage Stenson, Samuel Valley, and then it'll be number 91, Alec Eilers, also in the ball game. And then we got number 10 as well as Aiden Johnson as a toss left side for Ducheneau. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 to the 4. And it'll be third down and goal from the 4-yard line.
The Irian and Bullitt are on the tackle there for the Scoopers off the toss play to Ducheneau. Only 1-yard gain so far off from first and goal from the 6, now down to third and goal from the 5.
See if they hand it off one more time to Ducheneau. Instead, it will be Deal that'll look to pass. He'll throw, and that will be incomplete as they throw it in the corner on the near side, in the near corner, as they were looking to get to number 40 in Jagger Gardner. And it falls incomplete, and it's fourth down and goal from the 5-yard line with 5:25 to go here in counting in the fourth quarter. And the Governors look like they maybe are going to go for it. And be an opportunity for maybe Carter Templeton to try and kick a field goal. But instead, they're going to go fourth and goal from around the 4-yard line.
Get the young guys some work here.
Yeah, give them a chance to see what they can do with an empty backfield. 5 wide receivers. Game clock down to 5 minutes. The throw over the middle. The ball is bounced up in the air. And was it intercepted? I think they're going to say incomplete. After it was bounced up and incomplete, they're looking to get to Alec Eilers, that Jagger Gardner again. And it's a turnover on downs for the Governors with 4:40 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was just looking for Gardner on the slant route across the middle was Deal, and nice play there by the Sturgis defense, able to get a hand on it, and looked like they might have had a chance for one of their linemen to get an interception, but does fall to the grass here at Hollister Field. Under 5 minutes to go now in the ball game, and Sturgis is going to send out their offense here with 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line.
Well, they got to go 95 yards to try and score with 4 minutes to go, and the clock will roll the whole time as the handoff looks like they have a new man at quarterback again. Handoff will go right side. Looks like maybe Wyatt Marler is the quarterback now. So Marler will get in to run some plays here for Sturgis. Prescott was the one that ran the football that time. And it turns into a gain of about 1, and it's second down and 9.
Yeah, nice tackle on the play there by the Governors, only after a gain of 1 for Prescott.
Second down and 9. High snap again. Marler will throw. That will be incomplete. And it's third down and 9 with about 3:15 remaining here. If the Governors do take over another time, it will be just a couple of kneel downs to finish things out, because there will be about 2 minutes remaining if Sturgis is not able to pick up another first down.
Now, this has been absolute domination here by the Govs this evening tonight, John. And 44-0. Clock's going to continue to run. Sturgis just getting to the ball. 10 seconds left to go on the play clock.
2:40 remaining here and counting in the. Now we'll get a whistle.
I think we're going to get
maybe someone without a mouthpiece in. Trace Prescott is the guy that has to run off the field. Clock is stopped. Excuse me, still rolling with 2:35 to go. So that takes more time off the clock, although the Governors won't be looking to try and score if they get the ball back. As this will be a high snap, Ryan Marler, he will run with it. He will pick up a couple of yards. He got hit pretty hard, but what could have been a near safety will turn into fourth down, as Wyatt Marler will get a couple yards. And that will bring out the punting units. And Sturgis will punt it away to pretty much wrap up this ball game. Gain of just 2 for Marler.
Yeah, you got to think if Pierre, outside of this play, Pierre's probably just going to take a couple knees and end the ball game.
It has been a disastrous. This will be the Governors that dropped the ball on the punt. I believe the Governors pick it back up, and with 1:40 to go, they would probably.
Oh, they're going to give it to Sturgis.
Sturgis does have the ball back. So it was off of the Governors, and it will be taken back by Sturgis at the 42-yard line. No, it is Pierre ball. They do end up saying it is Pierre football. They had pointed that it was Sturgis football. But it will be the Pierre football with 1:14 remaining, and that will pretty much signal the end of the football game. Governors can get into victory formation at the 42-yard line. And we'll have to run maybe 2 plays overall to finish out this game. And a dominating win for the Pierre Governors, 44-0 over Sturgis. I don't even know if they've started the play clock at all.
Yep, they have.
Okay, they are under 10 seconds now, so it will be just pretty much one snap, as Jaron Deal will take the snap, and he'll back up. He'll make that one snap, and that should be it. And they will take the football, I think, from Deal. And the Pierre Governors will win it 44-0 here tonight over the Sturgis Scoopers. An incredible ball game for Pierre as they rally for a big win. Not even rally for a big win. They dominate from start to finish and defeat the Sturgis Scoopers 44-0 tonight. We'll step aside for 3 minutes and come back with post-game show and stats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Hey, it's us at Slumberland, and we want to say thank you. As a loyal customer, you deserve the best deals of the season. That's why we're rolling out the red carpet for our Customer Appreciation Sale. Get massive savings on everything you need for your home. Save up to 50% off list prices. Plus, take an extra 15% off already reduced select items store-wide. Sofas, sectionals, the mattresses you've been dreaming of. It's all on sale. The Slumberland Customer Appreciation Sale. Doors open October 9th and the savings end October 13th.
Today's game is made possible by our great local sponsors like Kathy Sunshine Properties. Whether you're buying, selling, or looking for your forever home, Kathy and her crew are here to help make your move simple and stress-free. With local expertise and commitment to their clients, they are ready to go to work for you. Call 605-224-5588 today or visit contactkathy.com. Kathy Sunshine Properties, turning your dreams into an address.
This fall, Beck Motor Company, your Heartland Chevy dealer, is proud to support our local athletes and all the fall sports that bring our community together. At BMC, we're here to take the stress out of car buying and maintenance. Whether you're in for routine service or looking to drive home in a brand new Chevy, you'll find a team that's honest, helpful, and ready to go the extra mile. Beck Motor Company. We're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers 30-plus years of in-home support services to our local communities. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Hi, I'm South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley. If you are a crime victim, there is a way you can stay updated on your case. Crime victims can access the statewide Automated Victim Information and Notification System, or SAVIN. This free service provides victims with important criminal information and notifications. For more information, call 1-844-299-4608 or go to savin.sd.gov.
Looking for a pharmacy that truly cares? At Vilas Pharmacy, we're committed to providing the best for your healthcare needs. We offer competitive pricing on all your prescriptions, ensuring you get great value without compromising on quality. Conveniently located right here in Pierre, getting your medications is always easy. Plus, you'll experience truly personalized service from our friendly and knowledgeable team. We're here to help you every step of the way. Make the switch to a pharmacy that puts you first. Visit us online at vilaspharmacy.com or call us today at 605-224-0907. James Valley Landscape and Solutions, creating breathtaking spaces. All because of them, with 40 years of experience and the best landscaping team in the business, hired them to create spaces unimaginable. For a career with great benefits and a rewarding salary, let them hire you. James Valley Landscape and Solutions. Radon. You can't see it, you can't smell it, but this radioactive gas can pose a serious health risk. Don't take chances with your family's health. When you get a home inspection from Thorpe, you have the option to add professional radon testing. This isn't a home box test. This is testing thoroughly and accurately, giving you a clear picture of your home safety. You get your results immediately. No hassle, no wait. Don't settle for less. Ask for professional radon testing as an add-on or just call for the radon test. Thorpe Home Inspection. Your safety, our priority. Call today for your home's radon test. 605-301-9211. As we welcome you back, it is a final score, a 44-0 win for the Pierre Governors over the Sturgis Scoopers. John Winkler, Blake Dean, and starting with our players of the game, we first talked with Carter Merrill as he had 138 yards, a touchdown run for Merrill, another 100-yard game for you, Carter. Talk about being able to do this for a third straight game, fourth straight game, being able to have over 100 yards rushing.
Yup, it's just big thanks to O-line. I mean, they're the boys that do it for me, and the pass game. Keep the boys moving, create big holes, and just goes from there.
Yeah, Carter, a lot of chunk runs for you on that touchdown run. What did you see? Because you basically walked into the end zone untouched on that one.
I saw all my guys, a couple guys pushing a few of the players outside, and saw that big hole up the middle. No one up there, just hit it hard.
You guys end up with a 44-0 win here tonight. You know, going into this game, Sturgis at 4-2, you guys at 3-3, and obviously it was a big game and needed to get a win. You know, I don't want to say it was easy for you guys out there, but you sure made it look easy. What made it look as easy as it did? What was a big key to success here tonight?
Just playing hard every play, not underestimating them. No, they did beat Yankton last week, so coming in with a big chip on their shoulder to beat them, and just playing hard every single drive.
And to that point too, Carter, is it when you guys are up by that many points, especially as the game kind of progresses before you guys get into runtime, what does it take for you guys to stay locked in when you're up by that many points, especially, you know, second half when you start getting close to runtime?
I think, well, as Steele said before the game, just keep the foot on the gas, keep the ball moving, and at the same time, we're having a lot of fun out there, and that helps a lot.
Well, congratulations, Carter, on the win. Looking forward to next week, last 2 weeks of the season against Spearfish next Friday. Looking forward to seeing you next Friday.
All right, thank you, guys.
That is Carter Merrill, as we'll move on to our next guy, and it will be Carter Shufflebite. No, Caleb Lounsbury will go next. A little tussle to see who is actually going to get the mic. 17 of 21 for 273 yards and 3 touchdowns. Did not record it and only threw 3 passes in the second half. So pretty much you were 14 of 20, 14 of 18 in the ball game, other in the first half. A lot of targets that were open, a lot of great balls tonight. What did you feel about being able to throw as well as you did tonight?
Honestly, it felt kind of expected, knowing that we can do this every single week. We should be able to do this every single week. But just coming out here and actually doing it is just great for the team, great for confidence, and we're just good to roll into next week knowing we can do something like this.
Yeah, Caleb, that first touchdown pass or that first long pass that you had to Carter was, you hit him right in stride. Is that a play where you see it, you drop it in the breadbasket like that and it just kind of continues to build positive momentum from there? Or what do you see when something like that happens?
I would say so. I would say reading the defense like that gives me more on what they're going to do. It's going to help me progress in the game, and knowing what they're going to do makes the game 100 times easier. So, I mean, it's just easy to drop them in when you got a fast receiver who can catch the ball. So
I said 3 touchdown passes, 4 touchdown passes.
I was going to say you shortchanged it.
I shorted a touchdown pass. But talking about that though, you had Carter Shufflebine with 106 yards receiving. Cooper Twiller with 62 yards. Jaron Deal had 33 yards. Lincoln Dilgis at 35. Hudson Stosher at 37. 5 different guys that were able to catch at least 30 or more yards here tonight. How much fun is it to be able to throw to 5 different guys and just let them rack up the yards? And obviously it dropped some dimes in there for several long passes too, but being able to have all those different targets to throw to.
It's amazing to know we got 5 or more guys that can go out there and give it their all every play and be a reliable guy out on the field. It really helps, drive down the field and win games.
And Caleb, as far as the overall effort in this ball game tonight, you guys hung 44 on Sturgis. Is it, as the game kind of progresses and you guys have the game in hand, is it difficult to stay locked in when you guys know that the game is kind of within your grasp at that point? Or what takes you over the finish line to get you, to run time and beyond?
I would say we keep the pedal down the whole time. This whole team is just hungry and we all want to win. So when we get a lead like this, we just want to keep scoring and keep going, and everybody stays locked in, and it's great all around.
Anything about Spearfish that you might know going into next Friday's game?
Not much yet. I just know it's going to be another tough game. We're going to have to be ready for it.
Well, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next Friday in Spearfish.
Thank you.
We'll hand it over to Carter Shufflebine, who, as we mentioned, 6 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown for him. As I mentioned, with Lounsbury having 4 touchdown passes to 4 different guys, and Shufflebine another 100 yards receiving. Do you ever get tired at any point during a game when you have over 100 yards receiving?
No, man, just staying hungry. It was awesome getting the JV boys in today, giving them a chance to go. And first down of the year for the defense, too, so it was a really good game for us, and we'll just keep it rolling next week.
Real quick before you ask your question, do you guys get to partake in the donuts or whatever it might be on the because the defense pitched a shutout? Do you guys get to enjoy that, or is it just the defense?
I think that's more of a defense tradition.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to be able to sneak in on that one or not.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's fair. Carter, you had that first big play. I think you guys had maybe the first play of the game where it was just get the ball in your hands and get you in space. But, that one really long pass early in the ball game to kind of get you guys going and open up the passing game. How fun is it when you and Caleb are connected like that, where he's able to hit you in stride and, put it right in your wheelhouse, and when he hits you in stride, not having to break stride and continue to rack up the yards on a night like tonight?
I mean, we've been talking about it all week, and we've been talking about it all year. I mean, one-on-one with any of our receivers, press coverage, it's almost an automatic. It's an automatic throw. Receiver's going to make the play. I mean, great ball by Caleb. He was throwing dimes all night, and I don't think any DB really in the state is going to keep up with any of our receivers. And I think that we can beat anyone one-on-one. So.
Well, you mentioned at the beginning about getting the JV guys in a chance to have a couple of snaps in that fourth quarter. For you guys to be able to get the running clock for the first time this year and get a shutout, but score 44 points in a ball game. How much of a confidence boost is it? How good is it to maybe get a little bit of some rest during a game going into the final part of the season of having a game like this?
We knew we only have six more possible games, and we knew if we want to see ourselves in the Dome again, it was going to have to start tonight. We kind of just thought ourselves this is an 0-0 record going into this game, and we knew it was going to be a battle, and we knew we had to perform. And, I mean, it's nice to get the offense clicking every drive almost. And even when we did punt it, I think that the drives were good. Just couldn't put one together on that, but I think it was a good game overall for the offense tonight.
And going back to your point when you don't think anybody can cover your guys one-on-one on press coverage, Carter, you drew at least two really, really high leverage pass interference calls. Is that when something like that happens, when basically you get tackled in the open field, is that frustrating to know that you could potentially add to your total as far as yardage goes, or do you just kind of take your lumps and say, that's 15 yards for the team?
I mean, it would obviously be nice if we could complete that pass, but yards are yards, and I think just anything to keep the offense moving forward and moving the chains is a great thing.
Well, Carter, congratulations on another win tonight. We'll see you next Friday down in Spearfish.
Thank you.
We'll hand it over to Porter Hunsley, who had 2 interceptions in the ball game and also led the team in tackles with 5 in the ball game. And Porter, we talked with Max too a little bit about defensive side of things, but you guys pitched a shutout tonight for the first time this year. How nice is that? What made this possible for this defense to pitch a shutout tonight?
Yeah, it definitely feels amazing. I think it all goes down to the whole week of practice. I'd say this was probably the best week of practice we've had all year. In the weight room, on the field, and in the film. We just worked hard all week, stayed locked in, and came down to pitching a shutout.
So, Porter, going back to what you said about, the best week of practice all year, was it, the losses in back-to-back weeks that you guys had over the last 2 weeks that kind of made this the best week of practice that you guys had, or what was the reason why this was kind of the top practice you guys have had all year?
I feel like that definitely had a big deal, big part of it. We want to win the rest of the game so we have the best shot making it to the Dome, 6-0 for the rest of the year. So that, knowing that we need to win the rest of the games and that we've close games whole season, we just are that close to winning, and we just came down to working hard at practice, and we figured it out.
All right, so you had 2 interceptions tonight. You had a couple of big tackles, and again, everybody in the crowd had a big ooh when you hit somebody hard again. What's more fun? Is being able to hit somebody that hard, or is it getting the interceptions?
I would definitely say that hitting people that hard is better. I definitely like that feeling that everyone feels when I hit it hard and everybody comes up to me and pats me on my back, more than pats me on my back, slaps me in the head, and all the crowd cheering and oohing. I just, great feeling.
So take us through those 3 plays, Porter, the 2 interceptions that you had, and then the huge hit that you had here on the near sideline.
So the interception, the first one that I had down at the goal line, I saw the ball in the air. I probably should have just swatted it down. It would have been better field position, but saw the ball, wasn't really thinking. I went and got the ball and still came down with it. And then the other one that I had, tipped it. should have been his ball. He needs one. We're trying to get him one, so it didn't help that he's not helping himself out. But I'm glad that I was able to come down with it. And then the tackle down at the near sideline, I just saw the guy. He came running right at me, and I went up, hit him, laid the boom.
Okay. I was just going to say, on a tackle like that, do you know that that's coming? Are you getting ready to brace for impact on something like that, or are you just trying to make a play?
I'm just trying to make the play. Don't really brace for much. I'm trying to run right through him.
I was going to say you run right through him. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
Well, Porter, congratulations on the win, and we'll see you next Friday over in Spearfish.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll go to Max Schmitz to finish out our players of the game interviews. You're on that the offensive defensive line, and you finished with 3 tackles, 2 sacks, and also a tackle for loss. So
2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks.
Okay, well, either way, a fantastic on the defensive side and on the offensive line side. Take us through the line play tonight of being able to dominate on both sides of the ball. Defensively, how was it to be able to get through and force, only a total of 100 and some yards, 118 yards of total offense. How was that on the defensive line?
So on the defensive line, you just got to keep moving your feet. You got to be dominant. If you don't you move your hands, you don't use your hands, you don't stop. You just got to keep moving in. You can't stop at all. They're big, they're strong. You can't just got to move your feet. And then you got to watch for pulling guards. They did that a lot this week. The QB, he liked to scramble. You just got to be watching for that. And it's fun just going back there and getting to make those plays.
Max, going back to John's point earlier, too, about line of scrimmage being very important here tonight. You guys dominated on both sides of the ball, whether it was on defense and on offense. You guys seem to be, the ones always pushing Sturgis's line back on the opposite side. When you guys are in a zone like that, especially on both sides of the ball, how much confidence does that build, not only in your unit on both sides of the line, but for the rest of the team?
It just builds everybody up. When you get that strong play and you just move it down the field 15, 10, however many yards, and you make those big plays, it makes the defense 100 times better, the offense, even special teams. It makes all of them play so much harder.
You guys are pretty balanced run and passing wise throughout a ball game. Is that kind of nice on the offensive line of being able to pass block not too much, but also not have to run block as much? Is it nice to have that balance on the offensive line?
Yeah, it's good. We like to have those big passes, and you just got to watch out for those backers blitzing. They come fast. That 44, he was pretty fast, but you just got to lock him down.
Yeah, going to your 2 sacks tonight, Max, you had, I think you had a couple, I think you probably had close to 3 anyways. I mean, you were in the backfield all night, it seemed like. On all of those sacks that you had tonight, are you blowing through somebody? Are you making swim moves? What are you doing on the defensive line to get around your guy and get in the backfield and make a play?
So I usually just use a couple moves like push, pull, stiff arm, cutting back inside. But what worked this week is their outside kick steps were not very great. So you could just blow past the outside, get back there, and then just get to the QB.
Well, congratulations on a big win and a shutout. You get a chance to partake in that the maybe Monday morning, maybe it's Tuesday morning. Is it with no school? Is it Monday morning or Tuesday morning that they're going to get some food for pitching a shutout?
Not Monday morning.
Not Monday morning because they had no school on Monday.
Yeah.
But congratulations on pitching a shutout, getting the win, and we'll see you next Friday in Spearfish.
Thank you, guys.
That is Max Schmitz, as we will pass along to Coach Steele, who you can hear him in the background talking about that it's not Monday morning, but a shutout win tonight against the Sturgis Scoopers, 44-0. Dominant play from the start to the finish. Your overall thoughts here 20 minutes after the ball game's over.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to see a full complete game. I think we've seen bits and pieces of everything that you saw tonight. You didn't see it all fitting together into one puzzle. So it was really good. It was encouraging. It was a lot of fun to watch the guys go out and play a darn near perfect game.
Probably the first icebreaker question I have for you, Coach. How low is your blood pressure compared to every other game that you guys have had here relatively recently?
I mean, it's weird. Usually, last week was a cardio workout according to my watch for about 4 hours, and the week before was a cardio workout. So it's a little bit easier on the blood pressure, but like I said, it's still it feels good. More than it's lower blood pressure. It feels good to see the guys go and play the way they can.
You know, and we talked about it in the pregame interview. It's a log jam right now in Double A, and Watertown beat T tonight, so that was a much needed win for the Governors to keep Watertown below them in the standings, and you might be able to pass up T before the end of the season. Now, there's just a lot of things, a lot of factors that winning is, obviously is going to help you move the standings no matter what. But in a jam of everything, how important this game was to play a near flawless football game has got to be really good for this team, and all these guys have talked about it. This week of practice, everybody felt like they were really focused. They had one of the best weeks of practice. Would you echo that statement that practice was very good this week?
Yeah, I think we had a really good week of practice, and you can look at scenarios, and the scenarios will change literally every time you look at the scores every week, because someone beats someone they're not supposed to beat, or and something happens, and I think we've kind of just arrived at it doesn't matter. We just got to go win the next football game. Who cares who we play next? We'll worry about them when we get there, and now we worry about Spearfish. After Spearfish, we get to worry about Douglas, and then we'll worry about whoever's next. And that's the guys did a good job absorbing that mentality, and hopefully we can absorb it for 5 more weeks.
And knowing you guys played a perfect game tonight, Coach, or not necessarily a perfect game, but very, very well executed game on all fronts. Was there anything in particular that stood out to you on either side of the ball, whether it was offensive line play, quarterback play, running game, receivers, secondary, defensive line, anything that stood out to you, special teams even, or was everything just clicking how it was supposed to?
Yeah, I think things were clicking. I thought Carter Templeton had a great kickoff game. That was by far our best field position game. I think average starting field position, they were inside their 30 the most part. We were out towards midfield. That makes a big difference right there. I think Caleb that was his best game, I felt. He right away, first 2 plays, you see a lot of movement, maneuvering in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, making 2 really good throws, and then that kind of cools the pressure down. They think they're going to get after you right away and kind of, bring the heat and try and get you backed up. And you can silence that pretty quick if you're able to escape and still get your eyes downfield. So he did a great job there. And then, he didn't miss on a lot of our shots. And, again, I think our message in the locker room was we want to be aggressive. We want to come out swinging, and we don't know whose it's going to be. It's going to be dictated on their coverage, and when it's yours, go make the play. And the guys did that today. They really did a good job making the plays. Defensively, there's a lot of guys that did a great job out there. It was kind of hard to single. Porter Hunsley was all over the place. Obviously, you heard from him here a little bit ago. Max causes a lot of havoc all over the place. But again, I just think the guys are doing a great job. They did their responsibilities, and I think the 2 plays that they kind of sprung on us, that they got some pretty good gains, the effort to go chase those plays down, because 44 was out in the open, at least from my purview, he kind of looked like he was out in the open. So be able to run that guy down and force him to run another play, they didn't score. If you don't run them down, they score.
Yep.
So, I said it's all of those different things coming together, and I said it just made it a lot of fun to watch.
Well, offensively for you guys, had a total of what ended up being 441 yards of offense to 118, but you have 5 different guys catch balls for more than 30 yards, and then you have Carter Merrill run for over 100 yards. And, other years for Pierre Governors, I don't know if there's been this many talented guys all at once. Obviously you've had the very ultra talented guy at a quarterback and a couple of really, really good receivers, but the amount of guys that you have this year, it rivals a lot of other teams with the amount of weapons that you have, and everybody kind of got on display tonight on the offensive side for a lot of big gains.
Yeah, and again, it kind of goes back to just that thing in the beginning of the game when we were talking to him in the locker room. We said, we don't know who it's going to be, but everybody's good, so when you get your shot, you got to go make the play. And I think Dill just might have only had 2 balls today, but he had that big, close to 40-yarder. I don't remember how far.
35-yard catch,
And that wasn't an easy catch. It was a 50-50 ball that Caleb just, he knew it was kind of a shot down and rolled out and threw it up and gave him a shot, and he goes down and makes a heck of a play. And I said that just to be ready for your moment and go and make the play, that's what we ask of the kids. And, like I said, that's all that you can ask for any of them. Hudson Stosher goes in on that 2-minute drive, which was one of the most fun 2-minute drives I think we've had in a long time. I think it was 80 yards in about a minute.
80
no
yards,
timeouts.
39 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. To see the guys operate that way and communicate. That's 90% of a 2-minute drill is obviously execution and then communication. And just seeing them being able to operate that fast, operate that well. And, Stosher really that's his package. I mean, he's not in a ton else right now, and we kind of went to that empty package for the 2-minute drill, and he had 2 big catches on that drive, 1 for a touchdown.
Yeah. So how do you, Coach, knowing that you guys played easily probably your best game of the year on all facets, how do you build on this week and take things into Spearfish next week going out west?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing we talked about after the game was just now this is what we can be. This doesn't have to be a one-time feeling. We can feel this way every week if we really want to, and hopefully we want to. But I think now there's no denying what we've got. The guys all know, the coaches all know, everybody around here should know. And now that has to be our expectation. Now that that we can do it, expect it and make it happen every week.
Well, Spearfish is your next opponent on the road, the final road game of the regular season. When we talked last time about O'Gorman, you obviously hadn't watched any film because you were still waiting for, or you hadn't got to that point yet, and you were waiting for that week to show up. Well, you've probably seen a little bit of Spearfish when you're watching film for other teams. So, what do you see from Spearfish to leading up to this game on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, they're a talented group. It could be a battle. They've got a lot of good different pieces that they use very well. They've got big play potential on the offensive side of the ball. Kind of a really disciplined defensive side of the ball from what we can see. Obviously, just initial thoughts, but it should be a good game. We just got to go there and execute.
Well, we will see you Wednesday for Coach's Corner, back after a couple-week break. And by the way, the Tigers had taken the lead.
It's 2-2.
Is it 2-2 now? Yeah, 2-2 at the top of the 8th. So maybe we'll be talking about your Detroit Tigers in the ALCS coming up on Wednesday in Coach's Corner. But
I sure hope so.
We'll
he
see.
may have just jinxed that.
I never said.
If it did, it's his fault.
No,
Absolutely.
I just said that we may.
If he did that, there will be no Coach's Corner on Wednesday.
that is incorrect. There will be.
Putting that out there on the airways right now.
There will
if he
be.
curses the Detroit Tigers.
Hey, the one thing, though, is that you haven't lost 10 straight in NFL picks like Zach Nelson has. So we'll see you Wednesday for Coach's Corner and also
middle
for
of the 8th. We'll see. We'll see about Wednesday.
we'll see you for NFL picks at least on Wednesday. We'll talk to you in the pre. Well, you can just pick all the losers then in NFL picks. Coach Steve Steele, 44-0 win. Congratulations on the win.
Have a great day, Mr. Dean.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you later, Coach Steele. 44-0 win for the Pierre Governors over the Sturgis Scoopers as Coach Steele exits out of the press box, and then we can start talking about some. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. A big win. I got all my stats on the laptop, so he could turn the lights off and I would still be able to see. But 441 yards of offense for the Governors, 273 passing from Caleb Lounsbury, 138 yards on the ground for Carter Merrill, and then Carter Shufflebine had 106 yards receiving. Cooper Twilliger was closing in on potentially having 100 yards receiving as well. He finished with 62 yards overall. But Blake, here tonight with a 44-0 win for the Governors over Sturgis. Your final thoughts on the Govs win?
Yeah, I think this, the players and Coach Steele kind of said everything that really was kind of the result of the game was, this was, according to them, the best week of practice that they had, and it really showed tonight. 44-0 win for the Govs. Almost the most complete game that you saw from this team here this evening, both offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And it started up front. I think the Governors really established the point of attack on both sides of the ball. And it really showed because, when you have protection, you're able to see Caleb Lounsbury go 17 of 21 for 278 yards. And he's able to spread it around to 5 different receivers who can make plays of get over 30 yards of receiving through the air. And then you match that with Carter Merrill going for over 130 yards on the ground. When you have that kind of parity on the offensive side of the ball, this is going to be a really, really hard team to stop going forward if knowing that they can do something like this. And then on the defensive side, you score. Defense is expected to make a stop, and they did it all night. Forcing at least 7 punts from Sturgis tonight, only a total of 118 yards of offense, and forcing multiple turnovers, couple of interceptions from Porter Hunsley, like we talked about when we talked to him earlier tonight. So not only do you establish, and a couple of sacks as well one by Maximus Schmitz, or two for Maximus Schmitz, and then half a sack each from Lincoln Schoenhardt and Cooper Terwilliger. So 3 sacks total and 2 picks, 5 negative plays for Sturgis, and then Sam Larson actually had a tackle for loss as well early in the ball game. So, 6 plays for negative yardage for Sturgis tonight, and that again goes to show the point of attack on the defensive side. So when you're able to create havoc in the backfield, that really forces Sturgis to get outside the pocket, do things they're not comfortable with, and make throws or get outside the pocket and get out in space to try to create positive plays. They were very uncomfortable doing so tonight, and that was the difference in the ball game. Was Pierre was able to establish their will on both the offensive and defensive front, and then to Coach Steele's point as well. Special teams was fantastic tonight. Carter Templeton knocked through all of his point after attempts. He had a field goal, and to Coach Steele's point, he kicked really well into on kickoffs, really pushing Sturgis back and making them start back behind the line of, or back behind the sticks, and making them start deep in their own territory. Really, really positive game all across the board on all 3 phases, and that's why the result was what the result was tonight.
Couple of score updates here. Final scores real quick before we wrap up. Washington ends up beating O'Gorman 20-17 tonight, so that does affect a little bit of what the Governors will have at the end of the regular season. Watertown beat T 15-7. Brandon Valley over Mitchell 49-7. Spearfish with a 50-point win over Douglas 56-6. Yankton held off Brookings 14-7 to win down in Yankton. Huron is leading 39-0 over Aberdeen Central. That game is just about to wrap up. In 9B is 2 minutes left to go right now in the fourth quarter. Harriet Selby area is leading at Sully Buttes 22-20 in Harriet. You can go to Country 95.3 and on YouTube at Country 95.3 Sports to catch the conclusion of that game, as DT Meyer has the call of that one as the Chargers try to remain unbeaten. Stanley County was off this week with a bye. They will play Gettysburg to wrap up the regular season coming up next week, Friday. We've got Pierre Governor soccer on the air tomorrow afternoon for the Pilk Fields. Mendo Miller will join me for the call. Coverage at 12:40, 1 o'clock kickoff between the Govs and the Arrows. We'll have it on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. That will wrap it up for us here from Hollister Field tonight, as we want to say thanks to Jen Brazilius back at the station. For Blake Dean, John Winkler here, wrapping up 44-0 win for the Pierre Governors over the Sturgis Scoopers tonight, as we say so long from Hollister Field.
To Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Vilas Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Zander Auto Parts. And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SD Savin, Shane's Pharmacy, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping. And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church. And by Kruger Climate Systems, River Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank. And by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. Join us all season for more of the Pierre Governors. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting, Central South Dakota.